This week's Sunday session is brought to you by home brewing source of awesomeness online. More beer at morebeer.com.
I poured it in my mouth and it just wasn't going down.
My first beer was an IPA, the best IPA I've ever drank. Mostly because I brewed it.
If you have a scale that is good for measuring cocaine, you're probably good for measuring hops on cocaine.
You're scaring me.
I think the information is awesome and the audio sucks.
Make some sugary water, throw some yeast in there,
And you're going to drink good beer.
yeah, it's going to be good. It's fine.
God damn it, man. Oh, my God. Oh, uh-oh.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
All right, welcome to the program, everybody. Back in the studio once again. I like our new schedule. 1 week on, 1 week off.
2 weeks off.
2 weeks off,
3
1
weeks
week
off.
on.
Yeah. I'll send you all the emails that people really like it too.
You know, technically, we haven't missed any shows.
That's true. Well, we did have to cancel one.
I replaced it with a best of.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
They love live
if
stuff,
you
man.
check the podcast, we have not missed a single slot.
Oh, we don't miss slots here at the BN.
Do not
we
miss
fill them.
slots. Yeah.
If there's an open one, we fill that thing.
Filling slots left and right.
In the feedback today, a lot of people are loving the best ofs.
See, they like them.
Yeah, they do.
Perfect. That's a Moskowitz job there. He goes through and picks out the good stuff, and I think he did a good job too. So, one of the ones I posted, Moscow cleverly placed in the same episode the last Daniela show and the first Beevor show.
Oh.
All in one best of. Very clever, Moskowitz.
Thanks. Yeah, if you have suggestions, too, I'm going to do more of them. Send them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was
segments you want to hear again.
There was a first tasting show, too. I was on there for the first time or something.
All right. Nice. Yeah, please do more so we can take more days off.
Was there a foreign version of Tasty that left, so I can do that in the same show?
Yes, we'll have to find that.
Old Tasty, new Tasty?
Plissé. That was the old Tasty.
Last Plissé, first Tasty. There you go.
There you go. That works out. I don't know. Did you turn it on?
There you go.
Nobody wants to listen to that.
Hello, Doc.
Hey.
You're on, Doc.
Hey, there I am. That's good.
What'd you want to say?
I just want to say I'm glad to be here.
Just want to be heard.
Yes.
All right. I got to adjust your microphone. I switched it out because that on-off switch was messing with your mind during our first show. Every time you'd move your microphone, you'd turn yourself off.
No, it was Beaver. She was like grabbing it.
Was the Beeve?
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to handle it.
I was going to say Beav horror, but that's not my thing for you.
Speaking of handling the beaver, your shirts get better every week, Beav. I don't know what you do, but it's like you order them just for this show. You go online and you go, yeah, that one's an inch lower.
Then she complains about
That's
it.
what I do.
The awesome part is I really wish you could see what the camera sees right now.
Right. Well,
yeah.
The other beauty of the new studio is, it's kind of up in a loft and it's got glass, so you overlook the rest of the office.
Right.
So when Bevo walks in the door, if we time it right, we can all stand here at the window and be looking straight down as she walks in the door.
That's right. Well, that's what we did.
When I had a choice between two buildings, and this one was a little more Bevo friendly, so I chose this one with the high loft and windows.
Until those things dry up, and then we're going to move.
Right. Then we're going back to a one floor.
We're going to turn the lights off then.
Now that Moscow can do another best of show.
It's nice to know that you care so much.
That we love you for your mind.
You love me for my brain.
We think size matters, that's all. That's
I'm pretty sure, Beav, that
for both your brains.
When they dry up, we'll just do a telethon show, and we'll get them fixed.
Oh, yeah.
We'll pay
because
for
at that point, they will be broken.
Yeah. We'll get them fixed for you.
Can you have to wait until I'm done having children?
We do?
You are.
Oh, that's okay, because they'll keep inflating and deflating. So that's okay.
And if you get implants,
No, I'm with you on that. But after the final deflate,
Go for it.
Yeah, we'll fix them
they're
up
all
for
yours.
you. Yeah.
So if you're planning
Actually, if you could do a big telethon and just do like a whole head to toe redo, that'd be great.
You don't need it.
Well, if you're planning on
Get everything
donating
tightened up.
for that cause, then just start putting the money away now. So by
Right.
the time that date rolls around in 2027, you will get her a good. It'll be a good job.
Well, she'll do some major work.
Like
so,
a
you know.
Jew.
That's true.
Yeah, but she'll be like 40 years old, and no one will care anyway.
Well, since we're paying for it, we get to make all the choices. You have no choice.
Yeah, give us like a black marker. We'll mark you up.
We're all there in the
You're gonna have
creepy
the
doctor's
sweetest
office.
ass you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right.
I do suggest everyone go to JTV right now, though. Actually, go to thebrewingnetwork.com and then click Watch Now on the right-hand side.
And there you go. You
And
can
then
watch
full
and
screen it.
Stock now? Is there a stock now? But
Yeah.
You got a Zoom?
Yeah, it's called full screen on JTV.
okay, to the tip.
All right, you can watch and listen to everything over on JTV. It's a good place to do it. All right, today's show is brought to you by More Beer. As always, our good friends over at More Beer. Check them out at morebeer.com. They bring you this Sunday session and every Sunday session, and
right.
we're happy to have them on board. I was over there this week talking to Darren.
Oh, nice.
You know, Darren, the guy who designs all the, conicals and stuff now. And every time I go there, he's working on something new. And I got to use his brand. It was actually Darren, so it's got all the bells and whistles. We borrowed his Ultimate Conical for a beer that I brewed with. We brewed it with Gordon Biersch.
Right.
And man, that Ultimate Conical is pretty badass.
It is pretty good.
Easy to clean. That's what I liked. I just had to drain it and clean it. And I don't like doing anything.
I don't like doing either of those two things.
I can't believe you said that.
Yeah.
I've never seen you.
So what I did was, as a Pilsner, I had 2 kegs of it. I kegged it up, and I was kind of proud. So I almost had a fuck it moment, because I got everything. I was trying to get the conical back to Darren.
Yeah.
So I needed to get it done on Friday.
Yeah, he was brewing Friday.
He was brewing Friday because he was testing out some new burners. So I get everything ready. I get it all, my kegs cleaned and everything. I get over there. I'm ready to transfer. Pull my CO2 tank out of the kegerator, and there's a leak in the
somewhere.
The regulator.
Thank you, the regulator.
Yeah.
So no CO2. So I'm going. I got to get this thing back to Darren, so I could drive all the way to More Beer right now and get CO2 and do this right. Or I just be like, fuck it, and not use CO2 and just push the beer out, just gravity out of the. And
there should be enough CO2 in the headspace.
Yeah, there's the headspace.
but not in my kegs. Full of oxygen.
yeah.
I just
Wow.
cleaned. They're full of O2.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So did you just dump the beer?
I thought of that too. I thought, well, maybe it's probably not going to be that good anyway. In the end, I did the right thing. I drove to More Beer. I got a new regulator and some new CO2. I came back. I purged everything. I did it right. I got to give this beer a chance.
Work.
This is not the Justin we know.
I know. But here's the
You've turned
Justin.
the corner.
Here's the Justin that you do know. After I did all that, I then took the kegs over to Doc so he can deal with it for the rest of the way. So he'll be
This
lagering them
This
and
beer's flat. Fix it.
yeah,
Smart man.
He'll be carbonating. He'll be clearing them up. They're a big fuzzy mess. So that's the Justin that you do know.
Oh, I see. All the cold stuff's like.
But actually, he asked me if I just had some cold space for a keg.
Here's some beer. Here's some
That's
beer
how he
that-
got in the door.
Sure, knowing full well that once Doc's too anal about things to just store them. So when I got there, I said, "Yeah, look, if you get a chance to throw some CO2 on them, that'd be great." And he's like, "Well, I'll probably transfer for you before I carbonate it. Get off the mess there." And
you're sitting there. Oh yeah. I like how it was a battle between
I played him like a fiddle.
driving to More Beer to get CO2 or not. But then you would make the trek that's like 3 times farther away to Doc's house.
Well,
so
that's
he could
true.
do the work for you.
That's true. Except really, I was going to hang out with Doc for the day because he was having a brew day.
Oh, nice.
I just happened to be bringing my baggage along with me.
Right.
So,
well,
yeah,
And he said, he cruised over about 11. He shows up about
12:30.
it was even that early.
So you probably already pitched by then.
Oh no!
It was a slow brew day. Luckily,
yeah, we were distracted.
we're just hanging out, drinking at the Doc's house.
Yeah,
it was a good time. So, yes, Beef?
Oh, just speaking of baggage, how's your therapy going?
Much better since my last outburst, and now that I've taken a few days off of work, even my therapist last week said, "Wow, I'm not so worried you're going to jump in front of a bus this week. You're looking a lot better." He has me taking a lot of vitamin B. Apparently, vitamin B, not only good for drinkers, but good for stress. It helps in stress. And it's kind of been I think between that and a couple days off and a few outbursts on the radio, I've been doing much better. So, Shrink says you're doing all right.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There's a lot of studies coming out now how vitamins don't work.
Actually,
Well, there always have been. I agree with that. I'm actually still a skeptic about the
But the
vitamin
placebo,
thing.
it's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't care. If it, right now, I'll eat lizards if he wants me to. I've
actually read that's a good. They have they're high in vitamin B, so I would start doing that.
I'm doing anything he
swallow
says.
them live, though.
Right? Yeah.
Suppositories.
Yeah, there was a point that had he told me I needed to blow him to feel better, I'd have been like, whip it out, man. Whatever.
Did you see that? There was an article. Of course, I didn't read the article, but the headline was cops say teen was conned into letting man suck toes at Walmart.
Wow.
And that just kind of reminded me, like, how do you get conned into letting a man suck your toes at Walmart?
Was that the greeter?
I don't know, but I guess same way your shrink gets you to blow him.
Right. You just you tell him it's necessary. Tell
the
him
overall health, mental health.
Yeah, tell him it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
You want to keep your business in your house? Blow me. All right.
You're the professional.
Yeah, you went to school. I didn't. Anyway, great show for you today. Beer in Brazil. We've got Patrick Zanello from Cervejaria, Colorado. Did I get that even close to right, Nicole? Cervejaria.
Colorado.
With a J in there. All right.
Cervejaria, right?
Yeah.
That's how I was saying it.
Yeah, Scott's much closer.
Yeah.
Jaria. Say it with me. Jaria.
Jaria? Cervejaria? Should have told me that off the air, you fucking asshole. And then we got Ricardo Rosa, a Brazilian homebrewer, is going to be on the show a little bit later, too. So Brazil beer today. And Nicole's going to help us out with that because she was just down there. Also with our good friend John Palmer, who's going to help.
Jean Palmer.
Yeah, Jean.
Jean Palmer.
Yes. Oh, Jean Palmer.
Yeah.
Jean Palmer is very famous in Brazil.
Is he?
Yeah.
Palmer's famous everywhere, man.
Oh, man, they love him in Brazil.
I had a dream about Palmer the other night.
Well, was it like a masturbation dream or actually about John Palmer?
No. It was, you know what it was? It was a dream where I just was thinking about how influential his goddamn book is on the entire beer industry. Because it's not just homebrewers, I don't think. I think it's craft beer, too. And the homebrewers that he's taught from that book had grown up to be craft. I don't know why I was dreaming about this stupid thing, but I was. And I think it's true. I mean, imagine.
Man dreams. You have man dreams.
Yeah. Imagine being John Palmer and having that book it's the Bible now, right? How to brew.
It's true.
Available in our store, I think.
No, we don't have it in stock.
Oh, we're out of stock.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's available somewhere.
Somewhere else.
Well, imagine the look on the faces. I was doing. There's a big brew at my house, and we had a few people over, and orthodontist friend of mine. He brought his two buddies over, and they are brand new home brewers. And they're just getting into home brewing, and they're, all jazzed up. They look at a couple of really big systems at my house, and people are brewing. And Tasty pulls up, and he's got John Palmer. He just picked him up from the airport.
Oh, right.
And, And I go, "This is John Palmer," and blah, 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 and they couldn't even talk.
Starstruck.
Oh, they were.
Yeah. I should have blown him.
Yeah,
I think they did. They're mine.
If you can't talk, just blow him. He'll appreciate it.
Is that the theme of the show tonight?
Yeah. Someone needs to get blown. Yeah. All right. Hey, speaking of getting blown.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
So, Nate and Jip and I went to Steel Panther on Thursday.
It's true.
Holy shit. That's one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
I agree. I've seen a lot of shows.
Yeah.
But no one works a crowd like Steel Panther, dude.
No.
They're a nightclub act.
And I could totally, even though it's kind of a joke, with songs like this and how good they play live.
It was a joke?
I could see them doing an arena show, just like back in the day.
Easily.
You could hear this in an arena right now.
Yeah.
How did they compare to you at the NA6?
Oh, they weren't that good.
Right.
Trying to gain some perspective.
Let's slow down, Scott.
Yeah. This song's all about Tiger Woods.
You can be a tiger anywhere. Love your teeth when things get tough.
But they're good songwriters. Wait till you get to this chorus. It's just like 80s metal.
If you wanna be like Tiger Woods, fertilizing ladies in the neighborhood, get real rich and you will find all the hot chicks will want to grind. If you wanna be like Tiger Woods, rip that shot like you know you should. Get a platinum card, it will be all good. Girls will want you.
It was good, right, Nate?
I was impressed. You guys knew all the lyrics.
Oh,
you were singing along. It was amazing.
Jip and I were going nuts.
There knew too, man.
There was even a Tasty sighting there.
Yeah, we saw Tasty there.
For half a second.
Yeah, and then you vanished. What happened? Did you?
I went up front.
Oh, that a boy.
Yeah.
He was marched right up there.
That was one of his robots that he dispatches so he can be at multiple locations. Well, there were ladies on stage taking their tops off. Tasty wanted to get a little closer to that
The
one.
vision isn't like it used to be, so I had to get up close.
Oh, there were tits everywhere.
Oh, it was really good.
Some of them were messy, but
full blown.
Yeah,
full blown.
No bra, really?
Oh, they were great. The guys in the band were great. You get up there and they're like, "Who wants to see her fucking tits?"
And everyone's like,
and then she'd do it, and then why stop there? Who wants to see her pussy?
Oh, Jesus.
And then every time they'd be like, "No." That's where we'll draw the line. We're not that kind of whore. We're only breast whores.
Yeah.
They have boundaries.
They were good, man. They put on a good show.
They work a crowd, dude, for sure. Definitely worth going to see. I am also when I first saw that they were on tour, the first tour that caught my attention was Reno.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, we all need to go to fucking Reno, which is the only time I'll ever say that.
Right.
Reno is a shithole.
Yeah.
But
it's the dirtiest little city in America.
Right.
Yeah,
but that's why you should see Steel Panther there.
Yes.
I get what you're saying. Oh, they're just so good. And they just brought it. I mean, the guitar player's a badass. Right?
Satchel, he kills it.
Yeah.
He was like, we're going to play till 6 in the morning. We'll drink all night. We'll start raping chicks. And it was like, oh, wait, maybe that's a little too far.
Yeah. I like how every song has some riff from a popular metal song.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah, a little Poison, a little Motley Crue, a little Guns N' Roses. They hit all the highlights.
Yeah.
For sure.
And as a former butt rock fan, and by former I mean current,
right.
I love listening to songs and go, oh shit, that was the Scorpions right there. And you can hear the riff, and they play the riff almost exactly. They just disguise it into the rest of their songs.
So these guys play L.A. like every other week, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys still live in L.A.
Right.
From the original
every Monday
bands.
night they're at the House of Blues.
All right.
Did they come and see it and think it's funny, or are they offended? I wonder.
I think they do. I
You think Kip Winger hangs out at the Monday night show?
Maybe not hangs out. I don't think he can afford to get in anymore. But
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that most of those old metalheads that had the hit songs are just bummed that they're all washed up now and nobody gives a shit, and Steel Panther's selling out shows.
For sure. I mean, let's face it, the only Winger reference we see anymore is on Stewart's shirt on fucking Beavis and Butthead. Dude.
Right, exactly.
What do these guys do anymore? I mean, there's no record stores to go back and work in.
Yeah, you can't.
They're like producers, I think, and engineers now.
Right. If they were smart, they would have started a Steel Panther band. But you got to be funny, too. Like, that's the thing. Steel Panther... They're pretty funny. I didn't expect him to be that funny on stage.
Super charismatic. I mean, dude came out and was just smiling the whole time, and that really energized me. I was excited.
You got backstage and blew him, didn't you?
Totally blew him. You know when they took that little interlude?
Yeah,
that was me.
You were one of those 9 chicks they were talking about.
I was chugging.
Yeah, we were like, I think JP went to get a beer, but
I did.
You went to pull a tap handle.
I went to get a cappuccino. You know what I mean? Lots of foam.
Right.
The break was only supposed to be 15 minutes. They took an extra 10 because JP was back there.
Right. Listen to Satchel. It was awesome, man. I'd go 3 nights in a row. I don't care. It was great. I haven't had that much fun in a show in a long time.
I would have totally gone 3 nights, dude.
I must just be going to too many fucking emo shows or something, because I've never... even before the show, it was so loud in there. Everyone was just excited and happy, and JP's like, yeah, it's a rock show. And I'm just going, really? Because Dave Matthews, it's really not like this.
I wish Nate would have been there for that. It was like, oh, man. Yeah, this is... They just had the house music up super loud.
Yeah.
And at least it was like butt rock.
And it was metal.
Yeah, some shows where it's just like screaming real loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun before a show, too.
Because last time I was at Dashboard Confessional, it was just, we all sat on the ground before and we talked.
Well, at the Trophy Fire, they just come out and they have Rate Me postcards that they hang out. And So we were, and it was fun.
Hey, Neil Diamond's coming up.
Oh, now there's a rock show that I'd go to.
Oh, yeah.
Can we call that rock?
No.
Or, no.
Maybe rock
Call it
and roll?
ballads.
Ballads, right.
I
don't know what that is. But I'd go to Neil Diamond. I know the words to all those songs, too, so I'll do that.
So does everybody else.
Yeah, you can fall asleep halfway through like everybody else.
See, that's more my speed.
Yeah.
Like, I got very tired from Steel Panther.
Well, that's probably why Neil Diamond would take an intermission so everyone can nap.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a patient that he's talking about he's going to go to the Neil Diamond show or something. This is quite a while. It was back in the 80s, and I made some derogatory remark about Neil Diamond. I thought the guy was going to punch me.
Wow. Yeah.
He got up and just started berating me, just up and down. You can't talk about him like that. That kind of stuff like that. And
Talk about Mr. Diamond that way.
Mr. Diamond. Oh, my God. I thought he was going to hit me.
The Jazz Singer is one of my favorite movies. That's a good movie. I like that. It's kind of like loosely based on Neil's life. It's good.
I don't even know about it.
You haven't seen it? Raise your hand in this room if you've seen The Jazz Singer. Doc, don't let me down, buddy.
Are you talking about the original, like the first talkie from 1928?
That's what I was thinking, like Al Jolson.
No.
Mammy,
No,
like
the
that
Jazz
thing,
Singer
Hello,
is
my baby.
it's the Neil Diamond movie. It's about Neil Diamond. He stars in it himself as Nobody, really, no one else.
No.
We're gonna have a screening at my house.
No.
We're gonna have Neil Diamond
No,
night.
I haven't.
Sorry,
Wait, what do you mean,
have
Nicole?
a
I didn't even
baby.
say the night yet.
I'm out of town then.
Wait,
I have a restraining order against that neighborhood.
right. That's all right. We'll do it at JP's. I mean, I'll come to your house with it. I have the DVD. It's okay.
I don't like JP's neighborhood at night.
My DVD player just broke.
Oh, I'll bring one. I got an extra. It's all right.
Bummer.
It's on my laptop. We'll plug it in.
I didn't give the right cord.
I need an adapter. I like Europe so much, I wired my house with adapters.
NTSC.
I'm on PAL. I don't even know, man.
Makes me feel like I'm somewhere else all the time.
Okay, well, you guys are going to miss out on a good night.
I bet.
Moscow will be there. He's a Jew. Jews aren't allowed to say no to Jazz Singer night. He's like,
Jew
fuck.
night.
He doesn't want to go, but he's like, shit.
It's Neil Diamond.
And then you'll watch Yentl back to back.
I like
great.
Yentl, too.
I love Yentl. Don't hate.
Bevo will come for the second part of the double feature.
No, I won't.
You're not a Jew. You don't have to. This is going to be me in Moscow. Just hanging out watching the Jazz Singer.
Great.
We can watch it twice if you want, Moscow. I don't care. You've only seen it.
Now, you've ruined me on your taste in movies ever since you forced me to watch Apocalypto. You're like, no, it's going to be good.
Oh, you didn't like that movie?
It was great.
You're an asshole.
Apocalypto was
It's
good.
a lot of
That's
like
a
bones
red-
and noses, and you know.
Well, you want to know why? Because that's what they did back then.
Right.
Yeah.
You're racist.
There was a back then.
There was it back then.
Oh, it was good. That movie, it was depressing.
It was really well shot.
Yeah.
The story was kind of dumb, but it was beautiful.
Saw a lot of wieners flying through the jungle. Is
That's
that
what I
you
mean. It was a beautiful movie.
Yeah. Like, wow, how did he catch the fling of the wiener past that leaf?
How many times do you think he had to do that?
To get that.
Yeah, where the sun glinted off the drizzle coming out of the pee hole a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing.
Beautiful shot.
I don't know how it happened.
Like threw a lens flare in there.
Makes me think of my favorite Steel Panther song off the new album, Balls Out. Weenie Ride.
With the keyboard played by the drummer, Sticks It In Ya, who looks oddly enough like Jeff Begbie.
He
From
does
Pizza
look
Port.
like Jeff Begbie, yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's probably him.
It could be. I hope it is him.
That would be awesome.
Let me tell you how. Wait to hear the chorus of this, and then how surreal it was to hear a room full of 3,000 dudes chant "Weenie Ride."
Give sexy Michael Star a call. I'll take your ass for a weenie ride. Spread your cheeks and swallow your pride. Scary like a roller coaster. It will stretch you out so wide. I'm gonna take your ass for a weenie ride. Hold on tight, cause I'm coming inside. It's better than a Ferris wheel or a water slide.
Because it's a weenie ride. Yeah, and that's at the end. The whole room's basically doing this.
Everybody, the whole
3,000 adults. and we're all waving the hands and
flashing shockers.
The 10 guys who still smoked had lighters they were waving around. It was great.
Me and they were like, not enough people smoke anymore. There was like 4 lighters.
It wasn't the same as it was in the 80s.
No, we'd have lit that room on fire to Weenie Ride.
It would have been on fire.
With all the hairspray in that room, I'm surprised it didn't go up in a ball of flame, man.
This was definitely the moment where I was like, what is wrong with us? Why are we all doing this?
Weenie, 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 weenie.
Yeah, it was good.
It was the best sing-along I've ever done.
Yeah, there was a dude in front of us who was holding his lighter up and kept blowing it out. And he stopped. And I felt kind of like an asshole. And eventually I was like, dude, I was just fucking with you, man. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you actually felt bad for being an asshole. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And you apologized.
Step in the right direction.
I'm not as big of an asshole off the air as everyone thinks I am.
All right, let me get through some announcements.
I think they do.
We're not going to get through anything. Okay.
Yeah, it's 5:30. We're just starting the show.
Yeah, glassware's in the store. The forum's available on mobile devices. Shop on Amazon through us. There's a link right in the middle of our homepage. And a lot of you have been doing that. We appreciate it. It really helps pay the bills around here. You can do the same with Micromatic. And if you need tap supplies and stuff, click our Micromatic banner on the middle of the homepage. And that helps us out, too. Shop in the BN store. iPhone and Android apps. Just search BN Mobile in iTunes or the app market, or whatever the hell it's called. Android market. Watch all this on justin.tv/Brewing Network. Subscribe and join the BN Army. You're entered into the monthly raffle, which we do off air every month. One of you gets a $100 gift certificate to More Beer every single month. That's
right.
All these updates and more on Twitter and send show ideas over to Scott the Jew at scott@thebrewingnetwork.com. Send feedback to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com. Jip, what's our Twitter game today?
Our Twitter game today is, I was thinking about white slavery.
Huh. What?
Just a light topic.
About starting something in your neighborhood?
Well, yeah. And so, I had a thought. What happened if, Sam was left alone with the kid, with Flabbergale?
Yeah.
And Bevo came home and he traded it.
He had traded the kid.
Yeah. So I want to know. So Sam traded their flabby kid. What did he get for the thing? That's my Twitter question.
I feel like human trafficking would be a better term than white slavery.
Well, Agreed. I don't pull punches, Scott. I don't candy shit up. You know what I mean?
So you're saying you're essentially asking what's Flabbergale worth?
Yeah. No. What's
what did Sam
Sammy
get?
Stupid enough, for magic beans or something?
Yeah. Good point.
It's a trade. It's not a purchase. It's not. There's no dollar amount.
But I got this sweet station wagon.
Yeah. And I got this paddle game. I mean, I think that's what happened.
Some Atari games.
Yeah. Why do I always get the warped one?
Next week's question will be, in what way does Beverly kill him?
All right, so what did Sam get for Abby?
Right.
That's today's Twitter game. Tweet it to our handle, which is what?
Brewing Network.
There you go.
My entry is a different baby.
You probably would trade up.
It's like,
My answer is weenie, 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 weenie.
He traded for a weenie ride.
He would trade it for a weenie ride.
What did you get, Sam? I got a weenie ride.
It was great. It was scary like a roller coaster.
I loved it.
I would love to.
I would love to. All right, if you're looking for a good time, you can go to adamandeve.com right now for a limited time only. They'll let you get you get to pick 3 free adult DVDs. You can choose from genres such as anal, amateur, Asian, bevo-breasted, big butts, bisexual, chunky, co-eds, fetish, gay, interactive point of view. Is it really interactive, though?
Yeah, it's not interactive, but it's point of view.
POV.
Yes, choose your own. Does he ram it into her ass right now? Or
that'd be great. A text-based choose your own adventure game. Yeah. Remember those books?
Yeah, that's what it. Skip to chapter 3 if he goes for anal.
I think we just discovered something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We gotta go off the air and copyright this shit real quick.
I think you're right. It's choose your own porn venture. Lesbian MILFs. There's all sorts of different categories on there.
There's lesbian MILFs?
There are lesbian MILFs, yeah.
Nice.
They decided later on in life that they'd be...
Shouldn't anal come after amateur?
Because once you do anal, you're not an amateur?
No. It's because it's I thought it was alphabetical.
I think you're both right. Both of your thought processes are correct.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
Isn't it funny how they just got to the same place?
Maybe they just wanted to showcase anal. I don't know. Or make me have to say it several times.
Yeah. Choose from categories such as anal. Okay, you guys got everything. I got it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Use coupon code BNARMY, BNARMY. That gives you your 3 free DVDs, a free mystery gift, free shipping, one item at 50% off. Oh, it's you can't beat it. It
just goes on and on.
I mean, you could beat it.
Yeah.
But not till you get your 3 free DVDs.
Yeah. You can beat it, but not beat it.
And look, if you're in a rush, you can shop on your mobile phone now. They have a mobile-friendly site over at adamandeve.com. So
I'm going there right now.
check it out. Bevo's doing it right now. Atta girl.
She's looking for flavored things.
I think I have time to get through feedback, actually, in the beginning of the program here.
No way.
I might.
Now he's saying he might. It's going downhill from here.
Let's see. Yeah, I do have feedback.
Oh my God!
You've got mail.
Kick ass.
All right, feedback's brought to you today by our friend Stu Stewart over at Belgian Beer Me. You might remember him from the show a couple years back. Beer Tours offer 6 different tours to Beer Paradise each year. Belgian Beer Me has... oh, God, I'm getting his taglines wrong. Belgian Beer. Someone has to drink it. Visit BelgianBeerMe.com for a complete list of tours and details. Also, be sure to like Belgian Beer Me on Facebook for the latest tours, tour news, and images. So, like them over on Facebook, Belgian Beer Me. They sound like rad beer tours, and Stu is a good guy when he's on the program, so check him out. He's bringing you feedback today. And he's bringing it to you on time. Doc should like him extra.
Yep.
All right, Adam writes in, this is Mills. Hey, all, just wanted to drop a line about the greatest hits show that were posted. A big thanks to Moscow, I assume, for putting that together. Also, it's a testament to how far the BN has come in regard to sound quality. More reason to become a recurring donor. And radio skills as a group. Speaking of quality radio, the job that you guys did with the Alabama show made me proud to be a longtime member of the BN Army. That's from Mills, who's now the head brewer at Cranker's Brewery.
God love that man.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Unfortunate brewery name, but a good guy. Yeah. Let's see.
You know why that is, right? You know why it's called Crankers?
Isn't it like the owner's last name or something?
Crank.
Cranker?
Crank.
His last name is
It's just Crank?
Yep.
Yeah, so I started brewing. Which really comes to my brewery because I just started brewing.
I want brew stout. This is brew stout. You guys want brew stout? I got fish sticks. You want fish sticks? Let's go clean something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they all the other guys have espresso stout, but not us.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
I guess this is from a guy who we made fun of because he couldn't find our Amazon link. Dear Brewcasters, first a big thank you for your kind words in response to my recent feedback. It's difficult to know what true love is until you've been bent over and taken hard from behind on live radio. All right.
Next time we bring you in the same room, it's even better that way.
Right.
I miss this show.
Secondly, I just donated $200. All right.
And he actually he forwarded that confirmation transaction number, so he actually did it. He's not talking shit.
Please use the money to get your eyes tested. Why? Was I complaining about having bad eyes?
No, he'll tell you in a second. I don't really remember.
Finally, if you can, as I was suggesting in my feedback, set up an affiliate link on Amazon.co.uk, and then more of us will be able to support you. Love the show. Keep up the good work. I don't know. I guess we have to look. We have to have 2 links, one for the UK and one
apparently.
For,
well, and it's actually not the first question I've gotten about getting an affiliate link page,
right?
So everyone can know exactly who our sponsors are. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know. Everyone's asking for that. Shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up. I just told you.
Just do it.
Hey, Justin and crew, after listening to the comments by fucking Tim and fucking Canada on the Goose Island episode, I just want to let you know that I like the direction that you're taking the network. Listening to your shows on my commute is the only reason that I manage to drag myself to work in the mornings. I just have 2 rants, though, to get off my chest. The first one is to fucking Tim and fucking Canada. If you actually listen to the few commercials and promos, you're not only feeding brewcasters and helping a great station grow, but the commercials are actually a great resource, too. I might never have found Brewsmith, I think it's Beersmith, or More Beer without your commercials. And fucking Tim, you might be able to find tools on Adam and Eve.
You could find one by looking in the mirror as well.
The second rant is about content. I hear people whine about your content quality decreasing. I think that your shows are actually getting better and better. True, the basic homebrew how-to stuff content is diminishing, but the archives are not going anywhere, and you can only rehash that stuff so many times. The knowledge that I get from the pro brewer interviews and even you just bullshitting around has made me a much better brewer. And you are actually entertaining, unlike those homebrew shows, like other ones. He names homebrew shows, but I'm not going to say them.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Keep up the good work from Corporal Ray. Thanks, man. Hey, guys, love the show. Thought I'd ask when you're going to do the show about craft brewing in Australia. Would love to hear it from you guys. If so, is Perth going to get a mention? Cheers from Damo.
Damo, bro.
Damo. Matt Damo.
Damo, come at me, mom, go, momo.
Damo, you hot. I don't know.
What are you, Damo? That's hella Damo.
You're fucking Damo. I don't know. Did we reschedule that Australia show already?
We haven't yet. The thing is the guys were here all the way from Australia, and it was going to be an in-studio thing, and so I haven't been in a hurry to reschedule it. But yeah, it'll happen eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So in talking about Neva's talk on homebrewers' yeast myth about fucking write English.
Hey, you ever had enough time reading?
Exactly. I don't know. This is long. Is this do I need to read this?
No, it's Spider Wrangler basically calling out Doc and McDowell about the language they use in discussing yeast replication, and he's saying you guys anthropomorphize the whole thing, and it's probably doing a detriment to people who actually want to learn why yeast are eating sugars and not eating oxygen, or eating oxygen and not sugars. Instead of saying they look around and see what happens and then they decide, they don't do any of that. And so he was just pointing it out.
You want me to read the highlighted bits here? Anthropomorphizing yeast or talking about what they see, know, want, or plan to do really irks me, especially when people are talking about mutations in the yeast and yeast evolution. The only reason yeast do anything, or why any organism does anything, is that it worked well enough for their ancestors to pass on the genes that lead to those traits. Yeah, but what's wrong with
I don't know.
Using a metaphor?
I thought it was fine, but it's from Spider Wrangler, and he's a good dude, so I thought it'd be fun to make fun of him.
About this point, I imagine Justin has started talking in either his nerd voice or his whiny bitch voice.
Or his Damo voice.
If that's the case, suck it, Justin. If he hasn't, then Sam can suck it instead. All right, anyway. I don't know. Whatever.
Weenie.
Shut up, Spider. Hey, guys, thanks for all you do for the homebrew scene as well as craft beer itself. Canadian Tim can lick my taint.
Which is very area specific, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, Justin was right to go off. Anyway, I wanted to see if anyone on the network had done a show on brewing non-alcoholic beers. I love my session beers, don't get me wrong. I've tried to find a show from Jamil or Justin on brewing these, but haven't found anything. I'm sure I'll catch some shit for this, but it seems like an interesting topic. Keep up the amazing shows, and fuck the naysayers. Get your commercial on, bitches. That's Alex from Noonan, Georgia.
Noonan.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it had been talked about doing a non-alcoholic beer show, and then we all laughed in his face.
I had posted a question on Facebook a long time ago because one of my coworkers likes the taste of beer but doesn't drink.
Huh.
He's super, super Christian.
Okay.
And
super Christian. In other words, they had a problem with meth 10 years ago.
Nothing like that.
You mean he's born again?
No, more so his wife is really against drinking, so he's just...
Oh, it's a good thing he married her.
So his wife was raped by her dad.
I'm against his wife.
Who was an alcoholic.
Anyhow,
okay.
I posted on Facebook a long time ago, and I got like 46 responses, and almost every single one was like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
The purpose?
That's what you get.
All right, Jeff from Colorado writes in, been listening to the Jamil Show and Brew Strong for years, but just recently started listening to the session. I hadn't listened before, as I'd assumed that it would just be a bunch of rambling drunks sitting around talking bullshit. Well, I guess you could stop listening.
Correct, sir.
Well, my assumptions were right, but what I hadn't expected was how much I'd enjoy it. I'm catching up on back episodes, and they make some monotonous days at work much easier. The commercials... concerning Tim from Canada, I have a few things to say. I don't mind the commercials. I'm glad the businesses are willing to support the BN. Commercials aren't even annoying anyway. I've gotten some great deals from your sponsors and wouldn't have known about them otherwise. As far as Jamil being disinterested in the show, fuck that. He's starting a brewery, and my thought is the less time he spends on the show, the sooner I can get some Heretic in Colorado. So maybe Jamil isn't invested in the BN as he was before Heretic, but isn't he just doing exactly what everyone told him to do, which is to open a brewery? You make a good point, Joe. You're the only person who's ever written into the show. You guys are great. Keep it up. As long as the show is entertaining, I don't care. Jeff from Colorado. Thanks, man. And yeah, Jamil's not disinterested, by the way.
Right. He's
just busy. But I think the shows are still good. And when they stop being good, Jamil will stop doing them.
Right.
Because I'll tell him to. Here's another nice rant last week over the commercials. I find most all the BN commercials creative and entertaining, so keep up the good work. I've always podcasted the Sunday session. I never once skipped through the commercials. You're a trooper, dude. The advertising has benefited me in several ways, mainly by getting me into Jonathan. I just wanted to stop there because
wow, that's a long pause.
Getting me into Jonathan and the other guys over at Craft Beer U and Beersmith. Two things I probably never would have gotten hooked up into without the BN. Anyway, it goes on and on. But yeah, thanks, dude. Stay white, Patrick from Alabama. Okay.
What?
That's his sign-off. He also said JP can suck a dick.
Yeah, well, can.
Of course he does.
Dear Asshats, I was listening to the session recently and was disheartened by the feedback from a certain Tim from Canada. What an asshole. Some people just take everything for granted. But in an attempt to offset Timmy's douchebaggery, and because I just happened to get my first stable post-college job recently, good job, dude, I decided to become a corporal in the BN Army.
All right.
I hope this is at least a little consolation. Keep up the good work, dudes. And Bevo, Susie, Nicole, Tim can seriously suck it hard. So can JP. Later boners from Bung Chuz.
Hard.
Did they just tell us to suck it?
Yeah.
But hard, I think is what you said, too.
Dear feedback, after having met each of you, I found everyone to be very approachable, kind, and down to earth, which I knew would be the case. And why wouldn't we be, really? I mean, what is it that we do besides sit around like a bunch of douchebags?
Right?
Wait.
Well, they probably had some serious doubts about JP.
Trust me, so do I.
Sean Paxton was no exception to this, but when I reached to meet his high five, the man has the wingspan of a giant prehistoric bird. Nearly separated my shoulder. When I shook John Palmer's hand, he first blew his nose, placed a snotty Kleenex in his front pocket, proceeded to shake my hand, and said, "Nice to meet you, and I need to go judge box now."
His awkward, soft-spoken
awesome.
John Palmer voice.
Yeah, nice to meet you, snotty hand.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Let's see. My first impression of the man who wrote the book on how to brew. I decided to wash my hand after having recalled Justin nearly losing his due to MRSA. Anyway, he goes on to say, I thought you might find it funny. Bruce Strong from Alex. Ray writes in. Nobody, if you're called Ray, you should stop being called Ray.
What's up, Ray? You cray, Ray.
Okay, the question I have is a friend has some Brett Lamb yeast, so lambic, I guess, and want to try to make a sweet and sour mead. Is this yeast strand too aggressive for the delicate honey characteristics, like sour processing of mead?
What?
He wants to make a sour mead.
He's got a lot of questions in this.
What is this mead?
No, it's for a friend. He's asking about.
Right.
Oh.
So we don't beat up on
theoretical.
His sign-off, by the way, is "Word is bond." Ray.
Where's bond, son?
What is that?
What the hell is that?
It's like my word is my bond. It's a rap thing.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I just said it like a white person, though, didn't I?
Word is bond.
What is word is bond? Ray.
Yeah, let's get a burrito.
How is that a rap thing?
I've heard it in Wu-Tang.
Why am I looking at this, Bevo? Why am I looking at a wiener in a sling?
Can't believe
I thought you'd enjoy it.
Wow.
Did you just order that for Sam?
It's from the Adam and Eve website. It's great. There's a man launcher.
Brilliant.
You cannot unsee that.
No. Did you say it's called a man launcher?
Lingerie.
Oh, I thought you said it's a man launcher.
Pretty hot.
Man lingerie is an empty PBR can on your chest.
Quickly, can they use Brett Lambic on meat? That yeast strain, guys?
It'd be pretty aggressive. I think you're not going to have any of that honey character. He's worried about losing. It's just going to rip through all that, I imagine.
Okay.
But
I would think so too. Yeah,
But what the hell? Give it a
delicate
shot.
notes would, but I think like the weird under like honey undertones. I think it would
split the carboy into 2 carboys, spike half, and then keep the other half if you want.
Yeah, or
It-
growler.
Exactly.
Gallon growler, dude.
All right, I got to skip a couple things, but I did want to. So Tim from Canada wrote in
I was going to
again.
ask you. I would imagine he would.
Yeah, Tim from Canadiana. He says, "Hi again."
Hi guys.
Hi.
Damo to you, good sir.
I listened to the last Sunday session and heard that not only was my feedback responded to, but I thought I might give Justin a stroke. I've never laughed so hard, he says. I will also apologize for the commercial bit. As a deadbeat who wants everything for free, I didn't consider some of your points. You're obviously well-versed in how the radio industry works, so I'll concede and admit that you are right. It can be a bit annoying when, after patiently waiting through 6 minutes of commercials, I have to listen to one of the brewcasters talk about another sponsor for 3 more minutes. Fair enough. But I now have a better understanding of why that is. I've gained a lot of knowledge from the Brewing Network over the years, and the least I can do in return is be patient with the commercials and even make a purchase with some of the sponsors. Anyway, thanks for the hilarious outbursts and entertaining response, but also for the education. Tim from Canada.
Wow.
All right, Tim.
What an asshole, because he was fucking polite.
Yeah, it would have been so much better if he was like, "You guys are, I can't believe you would call me out like that."
Right.
I'm not listening anymore.
Yeah, way to take the wind out of our rant sails, you jerk.
Yeah, last time I do that. Until the next time.
I don't think so. Actually, for some reason, the other day, I in my head popped in your rant. And when you were doing it, I was just kind of laughing. I wasn't worried about it. And then the other day, when Brad, and I go, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, I kind of thought about it afterward too. and was like, wow. But it felt good. I mean, I released some energy. But yeah, I was angry. There are times on the show that there's I'll do anger as a bit. Let's be honest. I was pretty fucking pissed at Tim from Canada. Because like I said, the one thing, you can fuck with us about content, whatever else. Right. You can tell Moscow he sucks. That doesn't bother me.
No. Why would it?
Don't tell me how to run my business.
But don't talk about commercials to me.
Right.
And also because maybe it's a soft spot too, because I knew that if the BN worked, if my plan from the beginning worked, that one day we would have a lot of commercials. How else would we keep going? Of
course.
Right.
And so I've been waiting for the guy who goes, too many commercials. So, but I have no anger left about it. Now I'm good. I got it out on the show. I went to my shrink a couple days later, rubbed one out. Not with the shrink. No, not with that. Sorry.
Tim's name.
And that's what you get.
A circle jerk.
In a society that gets everything for free.
What?
Wants everything for free.
I see.
No
You
commercials.
mean like therapy?
Like Medicare. Never mind.
Is this an anti-Obama commercial all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's so horrible.
No.
The Canadian doesn't have a perspective on why we need so much advertising because he doesn't have to worry about not being able
See?
to pay for
He wants shit
near
for
death
free.
in a hospital.
All right, we got to go and take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about beer in Brazil. We got a great show planned for you today. Hang in there. It's The Session. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Hi, I'm Jamel Zanishev, and in addition to my work on the Brewing Network, I write the Style Profile column in every issue of Brew Your Own magazine.
Hi, I'm Sean Paxton, and when I'm not prepping for the Homebrewed Chef on the Brewing Network, you can find me writing articles on how to cook with your home brew for Brew Your Own magazine.
Greetings, cretins. This is John Palmer, and when I'm not writing for Brew Your Own, I'm reading it.
John Palmer, Sean Paxton, Jamil Zanishev. If you love listening to them on the Brewing Network, you'll love reading their articles, tips, and recipes in the pages of Brew Your Own magazine. Join Jamil, John, and Sean 8 times a year in Brew Your Own. And when you subscribe to BYO on the Brewing Network website, half of your subscription price goes right back to the BN to support great beer and food programming. So sign up for Brew Your Own magazine through the BN website today so you can listen and read your way to better homebrew.
Nico, listen, our lawyers said that we had to do this for 1 hour, and after this, we don't have to talk to each other for 3 more months to the next meeting.
Kids, come on, let's get out of here.
I'm supposed to have more lines. I'm the professional. Hey, it's Sully.
And I'm Nico.
And we opened the 21st Amendment 9 years ago at 563 2nd Street in San Francisco, just 2 blocks from Giants Park, to make great beer and have a great time doing it.
That's right, because to us, the 21st Amendment is more than just the right to make beer. It's the right to experiment, to be innovative, and just do things differently. And so now, we're putting our craft beer in cans.
That's right, cans. You can find our world-famous Hell or High Watermelon Wheat Beer and Brew Free or Die IPA throughout California and Alaska.
And now it's also available on draft at select accounts in the Bay Area.
So next time you're at your local neighborhood pub or good beer store, be sure to ask for 21st Amendment in cans.
Because everyone likes it in the can.
Tasty crack cans.
Tasty crack
can. Williams Brewing is your online resource for prompt delivery of quality home brewing supplies. Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Cut hours off your brewing sessions by using one of our 11 varieties of famous Williams malt extract. Our Williams Belgian Pale Extract is mashed with pure Belgian 2-row malt and a small percentage of Belgian wheat malt for an authentic Belgian character you just can't get from other extracts. Or check out our unique fermenters, 2.5-gallon kegs, paintball tank-based draft beer equipment, bottling aids, and much more. We even have our own line of precision hydrometers. Go to WilliamsBrewing.com to browse our vast selection. That's WilliamsBrewing.com. Orders placed by 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time ship the same day. Brewing is easy. The Williams way.
Are you a member of the American Homebrewers Association? Well, you should be. Members of the AHA can focus on brewing beer, and the AHA takes care of the rest. The American Homebrewers Association advocates on behalf of homebrewers like you to legalize the hobby in all 50 states and make sure that beer laws make sense. Plus, there are many great benefits that come with your AHA membership, like pub discounts that give you awesome deals at bars, restaurants, breweries, and more. Zymergy Magazine and eZymergy for tons of articles, how-tos, easy-to-follow recipes, and news about the hobby you love. And access to the members-only content on homebrewersassociation.org. But the AHA can't do it without your support. Join today so the American Homebrewers Association can keep fighting for your home brewing rights. Visit homebrewersassociation.org or join right now from the homepage of the Brewing Network website. Relax. Don't worry. It's the American Homebrewers Association.
www.thebrewingnetwork.com. Sit down next to it, grab yourself a paper towel, and watch those yeast have sex. You're listening to the Brewing Network. Welcome back to the program, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us through those wonderful commercials from our wonderful sponsors. Yeah. All right, we got a lot to do today because we're talking about beer in Brazil. And the first person we're going to talk to is Patrick Zanello. And he's the brewmaster at Cervejaria. Damn it.
Jaria.
Patrick, help me out, will you? I'm retarded.
Damo.
It's Colorado Brewery. It's easy.
yeah.
That's it?
Patrick knows what's up.
Cervejaria, it's brewery, so Colorado Brewery.
He's like, just say that because you're too stupid for me to help, is pretty much what I was just told by Patrick, I think.
Basically.
Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for being on with us.
Hey, thanks. It's a pleasure.
How long has Colorado Brewery been open?
Since 1996. It's, I believe, maybe one of the first microbreweries to open here in Brazil. Maybe like the second or third.
Okay. Hey, are you? Is your brother Phil Brazil? We call him. It is Phil Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Cool. Because you sound like him, except not completely insane.
Well, did you talk to him?
I have I've spoken to him before. He used to call into the show, and you guys sound the same. It was a while ago, but he's a nutcase.
I wouldn't say all that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Nicole knows him.
What's that?
I think Nicole knows him too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, Nicole, you met Phil when you were down there?
Yeah, Phil ran the national competition.
Yeah, he's like a big deal in the homebrew thing down there. But when he calls me, he's a fucking nutcase.
Was he a nutcase in person, Nicole?
No, he was very even-tempered.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was kind of like calm and.
Well, you don't have to be wildly, skewed temper-wise to be completely insane.
As a matter of fact, you're normally not. Normally, it's like, oh, we had no idea he was calm, he was normal.
Right.
But then you get on the phone to a radio show.
See, I like my version of Phil better. I don't want to go meet calm, even-tempered Phil.
Sounds boring.
Well, yeah, what a bore.
Not entertaining at all.
Yeah. No, your brother's a good guy. He's been calling to the show for years, man. I like him. I like Phil.
Yeah.
So, since 96, you guys have been around. And how long have you been the brewer there?
I've been in the brewery since 2010, so about 2 years and a half now. Just right after I graduated from Siebel.
Got it. What got you into beer? What made you want to do this?
Girls.
A little bit, but actually my crazy brother too.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because
So he was homebrewing back in 2005 or 3 or something. He started when he went to the States to work just during the summer. And he came across Charlie Papazian's book, and he brought back with him to Brazil with a kit, like a malt kit. So he started brewing in the stove at home. And maybe a couple of years afterwards, I got interested. I was still in college. I went to college in the same city where the brewery is.
Okay.
So even before I started working here, I wanted to. I kind of knew the beer a little bit, and I was working with biology. So I graduated at the time, and I was doing some home brewing, and decided that genetics wasn't for me and went to Siebel for a course.
Right. Why spend a life in boring genetics when you can use that science degree to make beer?
Yeah, who needs a BMW in a nice house? Right. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, you could be poor and become a brewer. Good job,
right,
Patrick. Now, and I noticed that you chose to go to brew school. You say you went to Siebel, and we've worked a little bit with Siebel before. I know they put on some great classes. What made you make that decision? Because, there are other brewers who don't decide to go to school for it.
Well, here in Brazil, we did have at the time only one school, and I actually thought for a little bit about staying here. The course here is a little bit longer. It's in Rio de Janeiro State, and it's an 8-month-long course. But since I have double citizenship, my mom is American, I thought it would be something different to come back to Brazil with a title that's well respected around the world. So I wanted to go to Siebel. It was a little bit shorter than the 8 months.
Yeah.
And when I came back to Brazil, that was in December of 2009, maybe after 15 days after I got back, there was an event here at Colorado Brewery with Charlie Papazian. He's married to a Brazilian woman, and so I think he was just visiting. And my brother Phil told me about that. I came over to Colorado, so I met in the same day. I met Charlie Papazian and Marcelo, the owner here at Colorado Brewery. And so I showed my interest. I came with my curriculum, and I present them my credentials and say I wanted to work. And maybe 2 months or 3 months afterwards, I was lucky too that at the time they were looking for a brewmaster, and so I I think I fit right in, and maybe like 3 months afterwards, I started working here.
Beautiful. Now, this is kind of a side question, but it's all related to me. I'm curious if you to go to university in Brazil. Do you pay for that, or does everybody get to go to university if they want? I'm trying to figure out if you had a massive debt and then decided to go to Siebel, which is also expensive.
Well, no. Actually, I would say most schools you kind of have to pay. The one that I did, it's a state university, and I would say a lot of the good state universities, they're maybe a little bit harder to get in, but then you don't have to pay. So you got to bust your ass, and once you're there, it's a good thing. You don't have. So I didn't have to pay for my whole 4 or 5 years in college.
That's awesome. So when you came out with your degree from there, you didn't come out with a degree and $80,000 of debt. That's fantastic.
No, yeah.
So he didn't have to pay for his useless degree.
Right. Although it must be useful if you went into science and then decided to be a brewer, right? So your science background, did it help you through the Siebel courses?
Yeah, it did actually. In biology, I had to learn a lot about biology and chemistry. The two main things in brewing. So I didn't have any experience working in the brewery. So what really helped me was to know some of the theory behind it. And I was just a home brewer, and so yeah, it did biology and chemistry a lot.
That's great. Now, at your work day, a regular brewery day, do you practice the traditional Brazilian siesta? Do you stop in the middle of the brew and take a nap?
It's nationally mandated.
Yeah.
No, that's from Mexico, not from Brazil.
Oh, it is?
Same thing.
Sorry, what's the difference?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I thought you knew that and you were just kidding him.
Yeah.
But
Obviously
that's not
you didn't.
true. That's not from Mexico at all. It's from Brazil, isn't it? Oh, Spain.
I think it's from
Spain,
Mexico.
not
Well,
Mexico.
anyways,
It's the
I got
Spanish.
an hour of break.
It's one of those brown countries.
I can't really eat anything heavy just because afterwards you're showing spanked grains out of the kettle. So
Sprained grains are
yeah,
good.
just an hour.
So you do have a 1 hour break.
It's only an hour, though.
All right.
Wow, how modern for a South American country. Is that what you're going to say, Jay?
Yes. Yeah, very modern.
He was going to say brown country.
Well,
but
I
yeah.
was already surprised that they have universities. I couldn't believe it. I'm fucking with you, Patrick.
It's just everyone. You get a library card. That's all university is.
It's a library card. That's fine. I'm okay with that. All right. So what kind of beers do you guys make? Are you big on lagers over there?
Yeah. Just because. Hey, what's happening?
It's because they got all the ex-Nazis there, so it's all loggers.
It's all loggers. Can you hear me still, Patrick? Did I lose you? Okay, there you go.
Okay, now it's better. I would say, just like the States do, our market is dominated by the big guys. And if you ask someone here in Brazil what's an ale, you have a good chance of them not knowing what you're talking about.
Really?
But things are changing really fast here. I would say most people, they drink light lagers, very light beer, refreshing. It's very warm during most of the year here, except for maybe now when it goes down to, I don't know, maybe 50 or so. And so it's not really that cold through all the year. So very light, refreshing beer. That's what we drink mostly.
Okay.
But here, for example, Colorado Brewery, we're trying to push on the other side. We're producing other types of beer, and we have good response from it, like an Imperial IPA or a double brown ale or Imperial Stout. So there are breweries now that are really trying other styles and from sours to barrel aging.
Got it. We're drinking your Pilsner right now, and it's only a 4.5% Pilsner, which I find interesting. It's a little on the lower alcohol side.
Yeah, and sometimes we get some feedback from that beer. They say, it's 100% malt. There's no corn or anything. So it's not as light as a beer. It's a commercial beer, and that beer is the one that we sell the most as draft.
Okay.
The wheat beer is the one that we sell the most as in a bottle.
I see.
And both are the really refreshing beers that we have.
It's a good beer. I kind of like the lower alcohol on this beer, and I like that the bottle is bigger. Then you kind of balance it out. It's like a I don't know how many ounces that is, but it's huge.
Like 500 ml or something.
It's 500 ounces. I think Nicole just said.
No, it's like if it's 500 ml, it's around a pint.
It's around a pint.
Yeah.
I like it.
This is the one brewed with the Maro root, right, or whatever it is.
Say it again.
Manioc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what?
Which do you guys use the most? Is it manioc or cassava?
Manioc, I think, is what it is.
Manioc. Yeah.
We're drinking the Cayum.
What's that?
We're drinking the Cayum. I don't know how to say it. Cauim.
Cauim. That Cauim.
Cauim.
That's the name of sort of the Brazilian chicha. In the past, our Indians, they used to chew the manioc and spit and make this Cauim, this beverage, sort of like the Indians from Peru used to make chicha, or still make chicha.
Patrick, did you spit in this beer?
No.
Thank God.
No. Did your brewer spit in
Yeah,
there?
his sap
Did
did it.
Phil Brazil spit in this beer?
Did anybody?
Did Sam Calagione spit in this beer?
Who spit in this beer?
Alpha amylase going.
It's also called yucca. It's also yucca root.
Well, Justin, you don't have to actually spit in the beer. You just have to believe they might have.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's kind.
That's all it takes.
It's a little off-putting.
That's that special ingredient.
Well, tell me about this root. What does it do to the beer?
Actually, kind of dries just a little bit. The amount that we use is not that much. It's in a powder form. So whenever we're milling the grains, we throw that powder with it. It has pretty much the same saccharification temperature as malt. Okay. And so maybe we use like 5% in the beer. You can't really taste that much, but sort of kind of just dries out the beer a little bit.
Got it. So it's really just like adding a fermentable, an additional fermentable sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I like it. I like in keeping traditional. Are all of your ingredients local? Do you try to source everything from Brazil?
Yeah, that's kind of like an objective for us. Whenever we try to either create a style or think of a beer to have here, we think of a unique ingredient either from Brazil or from our region to differentiate our product,
Yeah. And what about hops? Does that work for hops as well?
For hops?
Yeah.
Well, no, not really. I mean, for example, the Pilsner, it has the manioc. The wheat beer, we use honey. The Indica, the IPA. Yeah. We use the Rapadura sugar, which is sort of like the Brazilian Belgian candy sugar. It's made from, if you look in the back of Imperial Stout, the text says it's made from sugarcane juice. When you put it in the stove, it becomes solid. So that very unrefined form of sugar, sort of like a brown sugar.
Okay.
And the Demoiselle, the porter, it's brewed with coffee. Actually, we kind of dry coffee or whatever you call it, dry hoppy with coffee.
Oh, okay. I like it. So you try to add ingredients, adjuncts, and things that are local, but your base ingredients, your malt and your hops, those aren't local to Brazil.
No, here in Brazil, the only type of malt that we have it's Pilsner malt, base malt. All of the other specialty malts we get from Weyermann from Germany and some from Belgium. The hops we get some from the States, some from Germany. People are beginning to grow hops here in Brazil, in the very south of Brazil, closer to Argentina, where it's colder. Where I am, it's really, really hot, so you can't really grow hops here.
Okay.
And even the hops that we get from Brazil, the yield is very low, and the alpha acid is still very low. So they're beginning to grow that, and so we have to import pretty much everything and the yeast.
I see. Okay.
And the yeast, you don't have it. Do you maintain a yeast bank of your strain, or I mean, I guess
No, one thing it's beginning to change now. Maybe like 5 years ago, you couldn't really find liquid yeast here at all, not even for home brewing or commercial brewing. And maybe in the past 2 years or so, I know that Chris White is friends with someone here in Brazil, and they are working in a program to bring more liquid yeast here. So far, the only brew that I made here at Colorado was the Imperial Stout that you guys have with you. It's the Guanabara.
Is that what we're opening now, Moscow? The Imperial Stout?
I was going to wait on that one because I've been yelled at by Tasty too many times for my order, so I'm trying to go light to dark. We can open that now if you want. I was going to open the Weiss.
That should have been first!
The Weiss. Before the pills?
I don't know, man. I'm just fucking with you, Scott. Jesus.
Well, it's a 5.5%.
Are you guys going to be able to drink them all?
Yeah, no. So let's skip that. And he's talking about the porter right now. Let's do the porter.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to drink them all on the air.
The porter?
We're going to...
Imperial Stout?
Yeah, we do.
Or the Imperial Stout?
Imperial Stout, that's what I meant.
Because we have porter too.
Oh, which one do you want us to try,
And we
Patrick?
also have the vintage with the black.
Why don't you do the Impure IPA first before the dark ones?
All right. Let's do it. We could do that.
And then maybe you can do the porter. I want you guys to try the Impure IPA, which has a good story. That was a collaboration brew between me and Matt Brunson from Firestone Walker. He came over a few times to Brazil, so we brewed that beer together. So I wanted to see what you guys think about that one. And that beer we are exporting to the States. Maybe in 1 or 2 months, we are exporting to Artisanal Imports. I think it's in Colorado State. 3 beers: the Impure IPA, the Imperial Stout, and one that you guys don't have with you, which is the double brown ale with Brazil nuts. So these 3, you guys maybe soon will be able to find there in the States.
That's great. So you're just now starting to export. It's not something you've been doing for a while. To here, I should say. Yeah.
No,
That's
we're
cool.
getting things ready to export the first time. I believe we're the second brewery from Brazil to export. There was another one. I don't know if it's still exporting or not, but it was a pretty big thing here. We got some complaints from people saying that because our demand is too big, and sometimes people from Brazil, it's a very large country. Some people from very far away, they complain they can't get Colorado, and now we're exporting. What the hell is with that?
Right. Yeah. Well, that kind of makes sense. People want to have the beer from their own country.
So where do you get the Brazil nuts?
What's that?
From his brother.
From his creepy brother.
This IPA is good. You guys, you and Matt did a nice job on this beer.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a 9.5% alcohol. It's pretty dry too, so it's very drinkable. 75 IBUs, and like Matt said, I wanted to keep it really light in color so it could really showcase the hops. And on that beer, I used a lot of American hops like Simcoe, a little bit of Citra, Centennial, Cascade, and things like that.
Every IPA I tasted in Brazil was, kind of a deep amber in color, had a lot of Vienna malt in it, things like that. How did you, what was the malt bill like on this beer? Really different from what other people are doing in the region. So
yeah, that's something that we get a lot. I don't know, maybe some people told me that too, because our Indica, our India Pale Ale, it's sort of like what you described, Nicole, like a more darker, more caramel malt, and maybe it was one of the first and most well-known IPAs here in Brazil. Sort of like people start to think that IPAs should be that color and that malt bill, and but when I was with Matt and I saw his beers too, and what we discussed is like they do at Firestone Walker, their double IPA is sort of like an amplification of their IPA. So we wanted to use more or less the same malt bill from our IPA, but sort of like double. And the hops, we sort of like made it 4 or 5 times as much, but we changed some of it. For example, our IPA, it's darker in color than that beer that you guys are having, the Imperial IPA. That was an awesome tip that Matt gave me, was, keep it really low in the caramel malts so you can taste and you can showcase the hops better.
Sure.
So that beer, I think we used only Pilsner malt and Cara Munich. That was it.
Okay. And what yeast did you use on this beer? Because it is nice and dry, also.
Yeah.
Nottingham from.
Okay, from
yeah.
Lallemond?
Lallemond?
Yeah.
Danstar.
Yeah.
So you're using that as the dry yeast, is that right? You're getting that in dry form?
Yeah.
Dry.
Okay.
How do you treat dry yeast in a big brewery like that? Do you just can you throw it in dry? Do you have to do a starter? How do you treat dry yeast?
We do a starter. We do a starter, and we use up to maybe 9 or 8 generations. So the only problem we have is when we stop for some reason, when we don't produce pretty much every single day, because we get from one tank and we move up to the other, and if you have a gap of over maybe 3 days, or they say 72 hours, the yeast viability kind of starts to going down. So we can't stop producing here.
No. I really like this IPA. I think you did a good job of showcasing the hops, like Matt was trying to help you do. And you're right, it is super dry, but there's enough sweetness there to match it's really balanced. It's a really well balanced double IPA, because I think the sweetness is a really good backbone to it, man. I like it.
Yeah, it was a really good thing to hear from people saying. It was really impressive. A lot of people that don't like our IPA too much, sometimes they prefer that one. Just, it's a lot more bitter in terms of IBUs, but just because it's, like you said, it's really well balanced, I think it's really drinkable and easy to drink,
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe easier than IPA.
I agree.
Do we have the IPA also, or just the Imperial?
Yeah, we do.
It'd be interesting to try the two.
I have kind of a weird labeling question. There's the Vishnu is labeled as being Escura. Is that some legal issue? That means dark, right?
Exactly, yeah. I think we use here in Brazil, instead of SRM, we use EBC. So I think over 20 or 21, you have to label as dark, even though it's amber or, not dark.
Huh.
So you have light and dark pretty much here.
But you have to label it. Yeah.
That's racial.
It's racial, oh, yeah. That is odd.
All it takes is one drop of Munich malt.
Dark beer. Oh, God.
All right, we're trying the IPA now also.
The IPA, it's a 7%, maybe 45 IBUs. So he has the same malt bill, and I think it's the hops are Galena and Cascade only.
Well, I'm a bigger fan of the double IPA, but I will say I can't really. I think the double IPA is so well balanced that I don't taste the difference in bitterness. I don't think I'd be able to pick one or the other to be the double IPA. You know what I mean? But I would say that the other one really showcases the hops better and the different varieties of hops. It's a more hop-forward beer than this one, but not necessarily more bitter.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more aroma too.
I get more aroma and flavor than I think. I got more bitterness out of the other one.
Out of the double, the Imperial.
Yeah, but this has more flavor than the other one. Like that's what stands out to me. I mean, the malt, it's real dry. Yeah, and then you just get a lot of hop flavor, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Where'd that bottle go?
I think the malt bill, it works better with the Imperial hop combination than with the single IPA here, because you said it's basically the same malt profile.
It's the same malt profile, just different percentages.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Well, they're both fine beers. They're good. And how does this IPA, either one of them, how do they sell in Brazil there? Are people into IPAs?
Like I said, our IPA was one of the first here, and people really respect this. We have a lot of response from beer geeks. They all love the IPA here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons, because we have good feedback from that beer. That's one of the reasons that I don't try to change it. I wanted to keep it light, more, maybe not as bitter as some other IPAs, and and people really like that way.
Yeah, a fine job.
Something that a lot of the homebrewers I met were frustrated about was availability of ingredients. They can't get hops, especially American hops. A lot of the hops they get are more than a year old, or with malt, they can only get malt from 2 maltsters.
Oh, yeah.
So they can't even get any crystal malt. It's just, they can get like Weirman Cara malts. That's about it.
Did anybody approach you to mule ingredients for that?
No,
Nicole?
but next time I go down to Brazil, I'm not bringing a suitcase full of beer. I'm bringing a suitcase full of malt.
No one would approach Nicole for that task that you can't fit enough in her.
Right.
She's small.
I just worry because
Is that true, Nate?
Because I've seen that. I've seen that Locked Up Abroad show. And
wait, are you locked up abroad?
The worst.
No, not the
Get
video.
locked up for malt.
Yeah. I just don't want you muling anything, Nicole. I worry for your welfare.
Yeah.
I do want her muling things back.
Yeah. So you are, but that's
Anyway, back to my question.
Go ahead. Did you have a question?
No, I mean, is that a challenge for you as a commercial brewer, getting access to ingredients? And is it less difficult for you, or is it, are you able to contract your hops, stuff like that?
No, we don't have any contracts, but I would say it's easier for me as a commercial brewery than from home brewers. I heard that before. We do have some shortage sometimes. For example, now it's kind of hard to find Amarillo here, but maybe that's not only here.
Right?
No, it's not.
Last year, for example, I was up in. I think I almost met JP last year. I was up in Hops and Brew School in the Yakima Valley.
Oh, yeah, I almost went there. I almost went to that.
He almost met me then, I think.
Yeah, Nate went, though.
He was probably there a week before, a few days before I was there, I think.
Yeah, JP bailed out on that one.
Well, and then I was telling some of my American brewers that I had maybe like 50 pounds of Simcoe sitting back home. And they were like, "Can you ship me some?"
Right. You could trade to get some of that Amarillo that you need, a little swap. Yeah.
But other than that, malts are good. We get everything we want, and hops, just maybe like you guys, some of the American ones are hard to find, but not just for us, just for everyone.
Okay. Does your brother Phil just come and get ingredients from you to homebrew now?
A little bit. When they're getting old here, I give them.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I got some old shit for you, Phil. Here you go. Brew.
Work your magic.
Yeah. All right, I got to take a quick break, Patrick, and we're going to get John Palmer on the line at the break, too.
John Palmer.
He's ready to come on the show. We'll have Nicole and John talk about their experience down there and a little bit more about Brewery Colorado. You can hang in there with us.
All right.
All right, cool. So we got Patrick on the line here, and we'll take a quick break and pay some bills. When we come back, the great John Palmer. And also Nicole talking about their trip to Brazil and more on Beer in Brazil. Hang in there. It's Secession. We'll be right back.
Listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
When Michael Fairbrother started moonlighting, he had no idea how quickly his dream was going to grow. Having homebrewed for 15 years, Michael decided to go pro, but not with beer. While attending his homebrew club meetings, he saw ladies knocking their men out of the way to try his mead. Moonlight Meadery is now 2 years old and can produce 200,000 bottles a year. It's the first New Hampshire winery to ever distribute to California and Australia. In fact, you can find Moonlight Meadery meads in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maine, Rhode Island, Vermont, and New Hampshire, and they ship direct to 17 states. They produce 56 different varieties of mead and are unlike anything you've ever seen on the market. Michael Fairbrother at Moonlight Meadery is a real success story that can make the BN Army proud. Visit Moonlight Meadery in Londonderry, New Hampshire, or online at moonlightmeadery.com.
7 short minutes off California State Route 101, there lies a secret oasis for all craft beer lovers.
It's Relax, Grillin' and Chillin', bro!
Relax, Grillin' and Chillin' in Hollister, California is a craft beer lover's dream come true.
Not like a creepy JP dream. Like a normal craft beer lover's dream.
30 taps pouring your favorite craft beer. Visit Relax, Grillin' and Chillin' on Facebook to see the most up-to-date beers and what's on the grill.
Let us grill so you can chill.
Angus burgers, filet mignon and ribeye steaks, dogs and sandwiches, and more. Great food, great beer in a place where you can kick back and relax. Tuesdays are brewery nights. Come in to celebrate, and you're not limited to enjoying your favorite brew at the restaurant. Relax, Grillin' and Chillin' has beer to go. Relax, Grillin' and Chillin'. Let them grill so you can chill.
Have you ever dreamed of taking a beer tour through Belgium or Germany, but weren't sure how to even start? Or were afraid of missing the best places and events? Or maybe you just wish you had a local insider to take you around? Well, there's only one American tour company featured in the Good Beer Guide to Belgium, Belgian Beer Me. Your personal beer tour guide of Belgium and Germany is ready to go at BelgianBeerMe.com and at BambergBeerMe.com. Founder Stu Stewart personally leads 8 tours a year to Belgium and Germany, visiting the finest breweries, beer cafes, abbeys, and festivals. Don't buy beer stuff, buy a beer experience. Birthday presents, stocking stuffers, and the best honeymoon ever. Couples or individuals love Belgian Beer Me beer tours. Your life is now. Sign up for a beer tour today at Belgian Beer Me or BambergBeerMe.com, because all that beer is not going to drink itself.
And now, Northern Brewer presents What If Homebrewers Ruled the World?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll follow me, I will lead you into the gallery area. Now, the first piece up for sale today is a Jamil Zainasheff original, a bottle of 1997 vintage Evil Twin.
I see.
A bidding for this one-of-a-kind piece will start at £7,000. And if you'll continue to follow me, ladies and gentlemen, I can show you a rather abstract piece from Bay Area brewer Justin Crossley. It's a German Doppelbock entitled Justin's Giant Bock. The brewer's notes here indicate that this beer had excellent mouthfeel.
That's just a crazy dream. Or is it? With Northern Brewer, a thirsty nation can craft its own ale and lager for the greater good of mankind. Northern Brewer, the home of $7.99 Brew Saver shipping, superior customer service, and the finest selection of home brewing goods for the future.
What'd you get? More brewing ingredients?
Yep. You know what I love about Brewmaster's Warehouse?
The $6.99 shipping?
Well, yeah, but...
Oh, the in-store classes for beginning brewers.
Yeah, that's cool, but...
Oh, the Brew Builder. Creating and saving your recipes online is awesome!
No, yes, but...
The cheese-making supplies.
No.
Oh, the wine-making supplies. Oh, the distilling equipment and liquor flavorings.
All that stuff is awesome, yes, but what I really love is that the guy who runs it is totally hot. And that Brew Builder software is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Brewmaster's Warehouse brings you flat rate shipping on great equipment and ingredients to make beer, wine, cheese, and spirits at brewmasterswarehouse.com. And if you're in Georgia, stop by Brewmaster's Warehouse Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6. Visit brewmasterswarehouse.com today because it's totally hot.
Oh, yeah.
What's funny is brewers will say, "Yeah, I don't brew to style. I'm brewing my own beer, and it's like a German Pilsner, but it's black. Yeah, it's a sports beer. You know."
The home of live beer radio. TheBrewingNetwork.com. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck. You're listening to The Session.
To the program. Thanks for sticking with us. Showcasing a little Steel Panther along with our beer in Brazil today. And I hope you don't mind that.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. I mean, Patrick, you
We
good?
apologize.
You good with
Pretty
a
much.
little? You good with a little Steel Panther?
Oh yeah, I love heavy metal, man.
Oh, there you go. See,
Brazilians know what's up.
They do know what's
We're
up.
not apologizing for the music. We're apologizing for the words.
Right. All right. Now I should
One of my
have.
best shows.
What's that?
One of my best shows, Pantera in Ohio, 1997.
Wow.
Yeah.
Atta boy. Nice. Do you still have the T-shirt?
Oh yeah.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I just said I went to Pantera, didn't I? I got the T-shirt. All right. Let's see if the phones are working for the first time ever in the new studio. Hey, Palmer, are you with us, man?
Hola.
Hey, buddy.
John Palmer.
Palmer, I hear you're a really big deal in Brazil, man.
I was. It was amazing.
And in your trousers.
You're never mind.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Hey, thanks for being on the show, man.
Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Now, what were you and Nicole in Brazil for? Why are we talking to you?
Well, we were there for their homebrewers conference, kind of like the national homebrewers competition.
Oh yeah.
And we were in Piracicaba, and it was a very well-run competition. A lot of really interesting beers. Nicole and I got to judge specialty, and one of the key, I guess, the requirements of the specialty division was that every beer had to have a Brazilian ingredient in it, whether it was a spice or a fruit or a nut, something like that.
Nice. That sounds like fun, although all I heard from the description was it's another homebrew conference in another part of the world that in the industry that I help promote that I didn't get invited to. That's all I heard.
Or even informed that it was actually happening.
Invites are, you can just go on the website and buy tickets.
Justin, you wouldn't have liked it. They don't have smoothies there.
There were no smoothies? Yeah, you must have smoothies in
I'm
Brazil.
totally lying. They have acai. You would have loved it.
And plus, I'm going to admit right now.
Amazing smoothies, Justin.
Yeah.
Justin, you're not much for talking either, though, right?
Right. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to do anything like that. What I would have liked to do, though, I'll admit, just like every other person with a penis, I kind of have a thing for Brazilian women.
And who doesn't?
Because that's what I said.
They're foreign.
You guys got the great genes there. For
yeah,
sure.
That's why Nicole wouldn't let me go with her on the trip, actually.
I was like, Nate, you want it? Never mind. You're staying home.
Right. I mean, I won't watch soccer. You can't really pay me to watch soccer.
Yeah.
Until Brazil is playing, and then I'll watch every soccer game ever in the world.
It's
that
the
Brazil
butts,
is
right?
playing.
It's the butts.
It's the whole thing.
The whole Brazilian girls also like to flash their boobies on TV.
Is that? I never noticed that.
Oh yeah.
I think that's American girls.
No, I've seen it.
I have
really?
to say
I saw
though, in
one do it.
Brazil, they like women. Like you turn on TV and you don't see like the models aren't like
In other words,
scrawny 13-year-old
overweight.
girls.
Yeah.
They're like they have like nice juicy thighs, big old butts,
Oh, I
and
wouldn't
big
wanna
old
go.
titties and little tiny waists.
That sounds
They're super
horrible.
hot.
If any woman who uses juicy in her description is a lesbian, let's face it. Nicole is a lesbian. She just said that like a man.
Well, you know, it's like a sliding scale, right? Like,
she's like, I'm only lesbian when I'm in Brazil.
That's really why I didn't go to Brazil.
Right. All right. So Palmer, you went down for the homebrew conference, and did you do a lecture?
Yeah, I did. I did my water talk, and I also talked about the growth of the craft brew industry in the United States, and comparing it to Brazil a bit, because they're really just got started in the last 5 years or so in terms of real growth in the craft brew industry. Pat was talking about that earlier, but all the home brewers and the craft brewers that Nicole and I talk with, I mean, very knowledgeable, very good brewers. There's difference in interpretation of style, different ingredients that they're using, in making the common styles. But when we were judging, at least my impression was that if I was scoring a beer, down, it was because of not adhering to the style as we are used to drinking it. Not for off flavors, not for poor brewing. It was just this IPA could use more hop freshness, more hop aroma in it, or something along that lines. I mean, just a little different interpretation of style.
Yeah, I really have to agree with that. Despite having the homebrewers having huge limitations as far as what ingredients are available, yeast is an issue there. Liquid yeast is hard to come by. It's usually really old. Even equipment, like almost nobody even knows where they could buy an aeration stone. So they're all shaking their wort.
More beer. They don't have the internet down there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a little expensive to ship even an aeration stone all the way to Brazil. So they...
you have to put it up your butt and get on a plane.
Do it. Well, you don't have to, but it's recommended.
I mean, just considering the amount of roadblocks to making good beer, the overall quality was extremely high.
I wonder if that is something that you'd find in countries that have the roadblocks to making beer in general. In other words, the more you have to be that much more passionate about the hobby just to make beer, to do it at all. So you'd think maybe a little more effort goes in, I guess.
I mean, that's definitely true for one reason, and that's that there's really no malt extract going on. So nobody's like, yeah, I kind of want to try home brewing. Let me do some Mr. Beer Kit. No, it doesn't happen.
It's all or nothing.
You're all grain or you're not doing it.
And what about, I guess we'll wait for Ricardo, because we're going to talk homebrew side with him. We'll find out about equipment and things like that when we get to there. And then, so how about other commercial beers, John and Nicole? Obviously, you had Brewery Colorado beer, but how many craft breweries are there, Patrick? Do you know, in Brazil?
Well, I got a number lately that says a little bit over 200, or between 200 and 300. It's very little still.
Okay.
That sounds like a lot, though. I guess we don't know much about it, right?
Brazil is freaking huge.
Right.
Yeah. I think Nicole's right. I mean, it's a very big country, and I think it would be safe to characterize a lot of the craft breweries as being nano breweries or contract breweries of home brewers.
Okay.
I mean, really, the United States is, I think, different than a lot of the world when it comes to our tiered, alcohol laws in terms of. So there's a real gulf or a very high wall between being a home brewer and being a commercial brewer.
Right.
Where in Mexico and Brazil and elsewhere in the world, the line is kind of blurred. I mean, if you can brew and you can get your beer to market and fill out a form, you're a commercial brewer.
Yeah.
There's not as much paperwork to go through.
I like that. I think I've just found 2 reasons to move to Brazil.
Yeah, not a lot of paperwork.
Not a lot of paperwork.
Subpar beer.
And Brazilian broads.
That's true.
I mean, I'm stacking up the list quick, guys. The new Brewing Network studios are going to be moved to Brazil.
Great.
All right.
What am I going to do then?
Was there an equivalent for the homebrew conference? Was there an equivalent like to Pro Night, like we have at our homebrew conference? Did you get to try other Brazilian craft beers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What? Tell me about that, Palmer.
Oh well, I was going to let Nicole tell, but the Saturday afternoon they had they had both homebrews on tap as well as beers from some of the larger craft breweries such as Dama. Let's see, it was Cervecería Nacional there, I believe, or we had theirs earlier in the week in Sao Paulo. And what were some of the other names, Nicole? I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, Nacional was definitely, they had a big old tent. I mean, Colorado was there. I'm forgetting a couple of the others now as well. I should have written this list down before he came.
And could you compare it to beer that we're familiar to a little bit? Can you tell that it's a growing scene and they've got work to do on their beer, or are they hitting the ground running? How did it taste? It was good, Palmer?
I thought the beers were very well done. I think comparing it to American home brewing or American craft brewing, as opposed here in the United States, every craft brewery has their IPA. Every craft brewery has their pale ale and maybe a wheat. There, it's everybody has their Pilsner and a wheat and an IPA. Whereas here in the U.S., it's kind of rare to see a lager offering at a craft brewery.
John, we have a lot of German heritage here. We have a lot of German influence.
Right.
So you're right. When a new brewery is opening, maybe the first 4 beers that they have is like a Pilsner for sure, wheat beer. Maybe a wet Hefeweizen, like a wheat beer, an IPA, and maybe a stout. Those are the more typical. And then some breweries may have, like a Nalt beer or a Hausch beer or a Schwarz beer. But yeah, especially in the south of Brazil, we have a lot of Germans. So we have a lot of those styles of beers. But like I said at the beginning, things are changing now, and we're exploring a lot of new and different styles. But maybe that started around 5 years ago.
Well, it seems to me the trick to making these new styles is to get the ingredients to go for those new styles. Like, if you want to make a West Coast IPA, you probably should start with a West Coast malt, like a Turo or a raw kind of malt. You guys seem to be focused on Pilsner malt because that's what you can get.
Sorry. That and people getting familiar with some of the styles. For example, we don't have on the market a black IPA still. People are not familiar with that.
Don't bother. They all suck.
Don't even do it.
Don't bother.
Never had a good one.
He sent us one. Maybe that'll be the first one, JP, that you like.
Oh.
I was just listening to you guys talking to the brewer from, I think it was the Shoots, and I got that feeling that most of you guys are not really up with black IPAs. But maybe after the show or whenever, I wanted to get feedback from that beer that I sent you guys, which is something that I'm a little bit working on to maybe be on the market next year, maybe.
I love black IPAs. I think it's great. I can't wait to try it.
Well, someone must like them, right? Because so many people are producing one now. So who's buying them?
This is what I think people don't like.
I call them the drinking masses.
They think they're supposed to like them because it's an IPA and it's new and different, and they're supposed to like it, and they don't really understand the jumbo shrimp.
I'm so cool. I'm going to try this new beer style. I really like this. I'm this new this new beer style. I'm so cool.
Yeah, all the other ones suck, and mine's going to be better.
Brewery on the line, Nicole?
Well, so Patrick, are you pretending to like that style, or are you just making it because people like it, or what?
Well, actually, that beer was I was asked to brew a few styles for this bar, maybe one of the most well-known beer bars here in Brazil. And so I was asked to brew a black IPA and a very light pale ale. And the owner really liked them both. And that beer, the black IPA, he wanted me to brew a black IPA very roasty and very hoppy, which I know it's a challenge.
That's what's wrong with it, the roast.
You know what's really good is if you make a steak and then you have an
he chose
IPA
the
with
pale ale, which was I think, more into what Brazilians are wanting. Yeah.
Okay, but you sent us a bottle so we can try it.
Yeah, I'll open it up.
What's this other beer that we have in that I have in my glass here?
We actually we're going side by side here on the two different imperial stouts that Patrick's making. So one of them is the Guanabara.
I only have one side. Who poured me this one? You did.
I poured you the Guanabara.
Okay.
Nicole's
So this
holding up
one.
the vintage.
This is the other one.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the Ithaca right now.
Oh, you brought some home as well, Palmer. Good man.
Yeah.
Hey, did Randy Mosier do your labels?
Yeah, he still does.
Oh, he does. Yeah, it's good looking stuff.
Even the labels now, that Guanabara label. Some of the labels we, the ones that we're exporting, we had to translate into English. So he's still working with us. All of our labels, he does them.
Nice.
So Patrick, the black IPA is the only one sans label. Why is that?
It's not on the market.
It's not experimental. That's actually
I
a
missed that,
homebrew.
sorry.
It's not even on a commercial scale.
Oh, I like the vintage.
Vintage is good.
What's the bear all over your labels, Patrick? Explain that guy a little bit.
I'm not sure it's a
It's from Colorado. I mean, when Marcelo, the owner here, opened the brewery, Colorado comes from all the breweries that there are in Colorado State. So it was in honor of the Colorado State, and
the bear.
I guess the bear came from it.
I don't.
Looks like a retarded raccoon.
It is a happy bear.
Am I missing something about the bear in Colorado?
I don't. It's not as duh as Nicole liked to slap you in the face with.
Yeah.
But like it could have been the Rocky Mountains would have been more like a duh.
Right.
But it's like the state animal or something. There's a lot of bears.
I
in
thought it was the
Colorado.
state animal of California.
It's on our state flag, the grizzly bear. Yeah, but it's a very popular animal in Colorado.
Our state animal is the Democrat, JP.
Hey, Justin, here's an interesting animal fact about Brazil.
Thank you. Go ahead.
When you're driving down the freeway in Brazil, you see deer crossing signs every couple hundred yards, but it turns out they don't actually have any deer in Brazil. It's just to indicate animals may cross the road.
What did they just? Was there like a surplus of deer crossing signs somewhere that they bought?
Bought them all from Michigan.
yeah.
Michigan was having closeout.
It was a closeout in Michigan. And they're like, "Hey, Brazil, we got a fuckload of these deer crossing signs.
And we're hurting for revenue, so
keeping the prisons busy in Michigan making the signs.
Yeah,
I think it was a trade.
Patrick, what's the deal with that? Do you know?
It's funny that Palmer is mentioning. I never really paid attention to that. Now he's saying, yeah, it's true. Maybe they don't make cow signs here.
Right.
Or chicken or something.
All right, now let's talk about these two beers because I have an opinion. That's why.
Of course you do.
There was the vintage one, and what's the other one?
Guanabara.
Okay. So I tried the other one first, not the vintage one, the Guanabara, and there's only one thing I like about it. I'm just being honest. It's a very sweet beer, but there is a character to the sugar. I think maybe you mentioned what kind of sugar that's in it, and I really like the character of that sugar. Is that the special local sugar that you mentioned, Patrick?
Exactly. The history behind those two beers is the vintage one was a beer that it's a funny story that it was brewed by the old brewmaster here, and at the time, I don't think he made any notes. So when we had to replicate, we didn't have anything to start with. So Guanabara should be an imperial stout like the vintage.
Okay.
But the vintage was brewed and has been mature for now maybe 3 years.
So
that's why it tastes a lot better now.
And it does. Now, the Guanabara, I guess the only thing I don't like about it is I'm not a fan of sweet anything. I don't eat sweets. I don't eat cake. So even sweet beer I don't like. But I am saying that there's something about that sugar that I do like. There is a characteristic of that that's very nice. But then in the vintage version, the overall sweetness starts to mellow out and turn a little more into the sherry notes and a little mustiness in there. And so I really like that beer. I like the vintage version because I'm still getting the character of the sugar that I like in the non-vintage, but I'm getting some better flavors because the sweetness is going away a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Anybody else on these two beers? Since we all did a side by side, and I'm not the only one in the room.
Vintage is amazing. I think
you like that one as well.
The Guadalbara is good, but vintage really has that depth of character.
Yeah,
it's got some age on it. It makes it a better beer for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Tasty.
I
don't know if Tasty remembers, but he had this beer before last year.
Of course he doesn't remember.
Why wouldn't Tasty
I don't know.
remember?
I've lost a few brain cells, and
daily.
Remind me when I had this beer.
Now let me tell you the story. Maybe you'll remember. That was last year. After I went to Hobson Brew School that I told you about in Yakima Valley,
right.
I was on vacation and I decided to take a little brewery tour trip in California. So maybe for like 15 days. And one of the places that I went was the Russian River Brew Pub. And that day was Tasty's birthday. And I don't know if you remember, Tasty, but last year, so you were sitting at the bar. I came over. I didn't really recognize you, but I was wearing my BN T-shirt.
Oh, now
and
I'm
you
remembering.
came over, and I had that beer with me.
That's right.
I was traveling around. And I had some of those beers to give to some of the breweries. Like I went to Sierra Nevada and Lagunitas and Russian River and Firestone Walker. So I had some of those beers to take to the brewers. And so we opened one of those beers at the bar.
I remember that. We shared it with the brewer there, or people that were with me. Yeah,
Eric or something.
Did I give you a brewery tour that day?
What's that?
I didn't know you had a brewery.
Tasty's so good at pretending to remember something. He's like, oh yeah, I remember that.
No,
he shared it with some people.
You have the eyes and short hair.
Yeah.
No,
I remember that.
Give him a break. He does remember, just not all of it.
Right. And that's fine.
It was his birthday.
I've been to a brewery once.
It was my birthday. I was partying.
Birthday.
All right, we got to get going soon, but Patrick, I had a couple of questions come in through the chat room for you. Shrugs is in the chat room, and he says, since the next Soccer World Cup is in Brazil, which I'll be watching every single game, I was wondering if you were going to do something special for the event. You guys doing anything special from the brewery?
Not especially for the World Cup, but we are really expecting the market to really heat up at the time because we're having not just the World Cup, but the Olympics too.
That's right.
In 2014 and 2016, we're going to have a lot of foreigners, a lot of people coming over. So we're hoping the market's ready with some, new ideas and really strong to impress everyone that's going to be here.
Okay. Let's see. Alan Marks is in the chat room. He asks, and I think he must... I hope he's asking about fermentation. The question's a little bit incomplete. He just says, how is the process different in a tropical climate compared to a moderate climate here in the U.S.? And he must just... I assume he's talking about fermentation or handling the beer afterward. Is there anything different in the process of brewing there in tropical climate?
Not all of Brazil is tropical, by the way.
No? Okay.
No.
Fair.
You mean it's not all Amazon rainforest?
Anybody else you want to call a fucking asshole today, Nicole?
How does culturing yeast, do the plates in your lips get in the way? Yes or no?
Well, somebody watches much more Nature Channel than Justin. That's
right.
She didn't actually call you an asshole. It was inferred.
Not me, Alan Marks.
Alan Marks.
Yeah, I got called an asshole earlier. And then JP. and now Alan Marks.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that's like, by the way.
Right. How about I start with this? Patrick, are you in a tropical climate?
No, I'm in a brewery.
Yeah, we are, actually.
There we go.
I got the
So
air
how is the
conditioning on,
brewing
good.
process? Is there anything different in the brewing process there than might be in a more moderate climate?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, which might be one of the worst thing, is storage. I would say, if you want a storage and it's not cold, we suffer here a lot more than you guys, just because it's really hot and for example, Gordon Strong came here last year and he gave us some pointers. He tried our Imperial IPA. Pasteurized and not pasteurized, and he said you guys really should stop pasteurizing that beer. And when he said that, we started to use or to do only cold transportation of our beer. Only that one so far, but that's something that we have to go against. It's the climate. It's really hot here, and the beer kind of ages faster, I would say.
Got it.
We don't even have cold transportation in this country.
Yeah.
You guys are advanced from us already.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, even here, you don't see much beer cold at retail. I assume it's much worse in Brazil, right?
Yeah, walk into that sweaty liquor store.
Yeah, well,
sweaty people.
Are you saying you guys have less cold transportation than us?
It's just always, it's never enough for us.
Not so much on the transportation side, although definitely there too. More in the stores that we buy from. When we go to most of our quality liquor stores that have the best beer, most of them don't have enough cold storage to store the beer. So it's all on the warm shelf. And we're just assuming that your warm shelf is even warmer than our warm shelf.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. But also, we send the beer here maybe further than you guys, just because we are getting more familiar with the knowledge of regional. Selling your beer more regional than like I was saying, we're getting a lot of feedback. People from very far away from us saying, we don't get your beer. Maybe you should try to sell, further. But and people don't really seem to think that it's beneficial for the product to sell only where you are, and so the beer doesn't. Gets as worse as traveling so much.
Got it. Okay. All right. And Palmer, I'm told that before we let you go, also, I'm told that Nicole has a good story about you.
Oh, it's not like a juicy one. It's just speaking to his fame.
Okay.
So we get down there.
Jean Palmer!
Jean Palmer. And there's all these guys from Acerva Gaúcho. So all the homebrew alliances aren't like they are here. There's there's no national AHA kind of thing. There's every state has its own, it's like a giant homebrew club kind of thing. And then they go by like the kind of somewhat pejorative nickname for the people that live there. So the people from Rio Grande do Sul, which is in the south, are called Gaúcho, kind of like cowboy. So the Acerva Gaúcho. So they had T-shirts for their club, kind of like we do with our homebrew clubs when we go to NHC. We'll all have T-shirts, or I'll wear BN gear or whatever.
Yeah, hand-woven T-shirts for sure.
So they have these T-shirts, and they had this troll from an internet meme, like the big ugly moon face troll with this shaking his fist.
Yeah,
and it says letter Y, letter U, no, RTFP. And the troll is holding How to Brew. And they're saying there, it's kind of like, we say, relax, don't worry, have a home brew.
Yeah.
Well, down there they say, why you don't read the fucking Palmer?
That's a good saying.
Yeah, so if anybody says something dumb in a internet forum, or if somebody hands you their beer, they're like, try my beer, and it's just total crap, or it's contaminated, or whatever it is.
Right.
Like, what did you do? And they say something dumb. You're like, why you don't read the fucking Palmer?
RTFP.
This is fantastic, Palmer. Yeah. This must have made you proud.
It did. It really did. I was able to bring two of the shirts home with me.
So, John, when you flew into the airport, was it like the Beatles?
No, I wish, but it was very great being there. We had an outstanding time.
Oh man, Phil Brazil treated us like king and queen, made sure that everything was set up for us, made sure we were comfortable, we weren't having too much culture shock.
Right.
Picked us up at the airport.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he was really great.
Well, Patrick, tell your brother Phil next time to fucking invite me, that shithead.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You're sounding a lot more like me as the years progress.
That's really true.
It's kind of true, isn't it?
Keep growing on each other.
You have to say it just like that as well.
Yeah.
Are you allowed south of the equator?
Probably not.
I didn't think so.
All right, we got to get moving because we also want to talk to Ricardo Rosa about the homebrew scene in Brazil, too. So, Palmer, thanks for being with us, brother.
Anytime. Take care, you guys.
Thanks, man. Cheers. And then, so Patrick, thanks for being on the show, and thanks for sending beer because it really helps us along in the interview. So thanks for doing that, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. It was really my pleasure to be on the show. I'm a big fan. I've been listening to you guys for quite a while now, and yeah, you guys are all welcome here in Brazil.
Thanks, brother. I'd love to come visit, and I'm looking forward to seeing your beer on the shelf here. Do you know when it's going to start arriving on our shelves?
We're only waiting for the last beer to finish maturing, the double brown ale.
Okay.
So I'm guessing maybe like 2 months.
And what do you do? Are you going to like ship a whole container over at once, or I mean, how do you will? Okay, good.
Yeah, maybe like 12 tons or 12,000 liters or something.
Wow. And I didn't even get to ask you, how much beer do you guys make? How big is your system?
We got a 15 barrel system. We produce here from Monday to Friday, 2 brews a day, and that adds up to, let me see here in barrels, like 600 barrels. Wait.
That's all right. I can't do math anyway, so
it's like
a lot.
80,000 liters a month, which is
18,000 hectoliters a month?
No, like 650 barrels a month.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. It's a lot.
That's a hell of a lot of beer. Yeah. And then and the reason I'm asking is to then stick a whole bunch of it into a container. You guys are making a good sacrifice for us to get to try your beer. I appreciate it.
Oh, we are. Yeah. We're working our asses off here.
Yeah, I bet. How is it just you in the brewery, or do you have a whole brewery team?
We got another 2 brewers and growing, and the whole production team might be close to 10 to 15 people.
Okay. Good for you. Great. All right, Patrick. Well, it's nice to meet you, and thanks for being on the show. We look forward to seeing your beers on the shelf.
Hey, my pleasure.
All right. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
There you go. Patrick from Brewery Colorado out of Brazil. And,
good beer.
I'm liking that he's sending the Imperial IPA out here. I think that's a smart move.
I agree.
Just to wait for that one.
I agree.
It'll travel well.
It'll travel, yeah. And this vintage, was it porter? Would also...
Stout, yeah.
This would also do well here, I think, too. Do we have another bottle to save and make it more vintage?
We have a bottle of the porter we can try, too.
Ah.
That would be great.
And we have the Weitz.
Beautiful. Nice. All right, let's do this. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Ricardo Rosa. He's a home brewer there in Brazil. We'll find out a little bit about the complications that Nicole was talking about and do more when we come back. It's The Session. Hang in there.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
A vial of White Labs yeast is the key to your best beer. When you open a vial of White Labs yeast, you're giving your beer its best chance for a perfect fermentation. In addition to their already incredible variety of yeasts, White Labs is proud to announce WLP 90, San Diego's super yeast, now available year-round. WLP 90 is super clean, super fast fermenting, with low esters and has a neutral flavor and aroma profile. It's alcohol tolerant and highly flocculent. For more of the latest White Labs news, click over to whitelabs.com, where you can read reviews of yeast, learn in the lab section, and join the customer club. And if you should find yourself in San Diego, White Labs has a brand new training facility for craft brewers and home brewers alike. Whitelabs.com. Discover yeast, nutrients, enzymes, and more for commercial breweries, home brewers, and homebrew stores. White Labs. It's all in the vial. By popular vote from the Northwest Brewing News, Hoptech has been voted the best homebrew shop in Northern California. Serving homebrewers for nearly 30 years in Dublin, California, HopTech carries more than 40 different kinds of hops and more than 60 different grains. Malt extract, spices and sugars, hop oils and extracts. Open every day except Wednesday or shop online anytime at hoptech.com or call 1-800-DRY-HOPS, 1-800-379-4677. With in-store classes almost every Saturday, huge selection, and a dedicated commitment to their customers, HopTech is one of the longest-running and passionate homebrew stores, period. And now, by popular vote, the best homebrew shop in Northern California. And don't forget their 15% military discount. HopTech. Visit today at hoptech.com.
When Blickman Engineering set out to design a great brewing stand, they knew it had to be strong, adaptable, and last for a lifetime. The top-tier brewing stand is now proudly available at BlickmanEngineering.com. It grows with your brewing skills and equipment. Start with 5-gallon coolers on its heavy-gauge stainless steel shelves. Then move all the way up to 30-gallon pots on the high-output burner tiers. Speaking of burners, the custom Blickman Engineering top-tier burners are extremely powerful, efficient, and amazingly quiet. They have safety stops to center your pot, and they'll last a lifetime and won't rust. The top-tier brewing stand allows virtually infinite combinations from traditional gravity systems to 2 tiers to completely horizontal. Configure your stand the way you want and have the freedom to change it at any time in the future. Your brewing stand should adapt with you, not force you to learn a new process. Visit BlickmanEngineering.com today to configure your top-tier brewing stand and to find a local Blickman retailer. You'll be surprised with all the flexible features and the competitive price. Start brewing with Blickman from the top tier.
That's it. I've had it. I am never putting hops in my beer again.
What? Why?
It's just too ridiculous. Insane prices, stupid contracts, high shipping costs, crappy selection.
Dude, you need Nico Brew.
Nico Brew will rock your f***ing face right the f*** off your f***ing skull. $5 shipping to all 50 states. Plus fantastic international rates get you low prices on Nico Brew's great selection of hops and more. Whether you're a home brewer, a pro brewer, or a homebrew shop owner, Nico Brew can get you the hops you need in increments big and small. Single orders, spot buys, or full contracts. And there's only one place to join the uber special secret elite bare bones club where you'll get the best deals anywhere.
Holy f***ing shit!
NicoBrew.com. NIKOBREW. Nico Brew, your bare bones buddy in the brewing business.
Mix me your 100-grain amber recipe, and I'm going to eat it. And then it can ferment in my gut. It totally works. The beer is almost identical to the grain sandwich.
Your colon won't know what hit it.
The home of live beer radio. TheBrewingNetwork.com. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck. You're listening to The Session.
Mercedes Benz. She's gonna
888-401-BEER. This is the session.
Yeah, welcome back to the program. Thanks to Patrick Zanello, the brewmaster at Brewery Colorado in Brazil, and for helping us out, learning a little bit, educating us about things we know nothing about because we're American, and we're behind a wall, the Great Wall, the Great Wall of America.
Oh, stop it.
And we didn't know anything until Patrick came on the show. So thank you for doing that. And in just a minute, we're also going to talk to Ricardo Rosa, and he's a homebrewer there in Brazil. We'll find out a little more about the homebrew side. But first, Kate the Great brought you all a growler of Russian River IPA.
She's amazing.
I don't know if you guys are into that sort of thing,
Better
but
keep that one.
Kate thought you might like it. She was out there yesterday, and she brought us back a growler for the show.
Great.
And
I'd like mine poured over the control board.
I'm sure.
I did that last time. You took care of that.
It is a dripping wet one, so do it around the board.
I love
if you
it when they're like that.
You do a good ditzy voice, Nicole, when you want to. I'll tell you that right
Hey,
now.
when Steel Panther's playing, it's all dripping wet.
Yeah. That's their title of their next album, I think. Dripping Wet.
Dripping Wet.
Yeah. Yeah. Russian River IPA.
God, it is dripping wet.
It's
That's what he said.
it's even it
Barry always
might
said that.
even be better than Blind Pig tasting.
Whoa,
What do you think?
whoa. No, it's not.
You know,
Not go
No, it's
crazy.
not.
I think Blind Pig's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is the beer you can only get at the pub.
Right. Fresh off the tap. So we got the growler there and thought we'd enjoy it. Thank you, Kate the Great. All right,
Yeah.
so Ricardo Rosa should be on the line. Ricardo, you with us, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, great to have you on the show. Thanks for being on.
It's a pleasure.
What time is it in Brazil anyway?
I don't think they have time.
I think it's yesterday.
What do you have to ask him what season it is?
Can I get an
It's
answer?
11:15 p.m.
PM. Oh, it's not so bad, is it?
Yeah.
They're
not
south.
so bad.
Yeah. It's 11:15 next week.
Right.
11:15 p.m.
It's
next
actually the year 1942. down there.
in 1940. Yeah, next Sunday is what it is. So, Ricardo, how long have you been a home brewer?
My first batch was in 2000.
In 2000?
I think I started.
Okay.
Yeah, I started to brew regularly after 2004.
Got it. What got you into home brewing? What made you decide to do that?
I was in the U.S. I was living in the U.S. for 1 year, and I had all these beers, these great beers that you have there. Actually, I was drinking more imports there, like Belgians and British beers, and I knew there was nothing like this in Brazil, and I wanted to brew them. The only way to have them in Brazil was to brew them.
Right.
So that's how I started.
So is that still the case? Can you not get many good imports? Or is there a good beer store that you can go to?
Now you can.
Now you can, okay. But back then, nothing.
Nothing.
What was it like a light lager just like we have here? Is that the best-selling beer back then?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's no good. So kind of the same way homebrewing got started in the U.S. as people went abroad, whether it was in the military or just traveling, and then they came back and couldn't get the beer that they enjoyed in the rest of the world.
I want to
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Nicole was talking to us about some of the difficulties in homebrewing, and maybe particularly so if you started back in 2000, maybe it was even worse. How did you get equipment and ingredients and things like that?
Well, the first one in 2000 was in the U.S. with an extract kit. And then I got books and came back here. And then in 2004, I found one guy online selling ingredients online and with the internet, and I got grains and some hops and some very bad yeast, and I started making. And then I at that time, I think there were two guys selling ingredients. One in Minas Gerais, it's a state in the southeast. I'm sorry. The southeast.
Okay.
And the other one in São Paulo, Campinas. And the one in Campinas is still in jobs selling beers, and his business grew, and he's doing great. And he's one of the biggest sellers for us.
Got it. Now, what about equipment? Did you have to build all your own stuff?
Yeah, that's mostly how people do here, and mostly aluminum pots, and then we drill the hole, and there we go. And you take the copper coil and bend it to make the chiller.
Oh yeah,
you can buy the equipment from this tube. From this seller in Campinas, but most people, I think, still build their own.
You know, what's interesting about that to me is that the equipment that we buy at More Beer and these places, they're just fancier versions of the same thing. I mean, in other words, everyone used to build the equipment, used to build all of it. But a guy like Darren came along to More Beer and said, "Well, we can do that same thing but better. We'll just do it better, and then people can buy it." Like, in other words, as he's talking about bending the coil, I'm like picturing this mess of a copper coil because I'm a mess of a person. I wouldn't do it all that well.
Crimped up and stuff.
I'll crimp, or I could buy the fancy one at More Beer. But in other words, I'm really just saying that we own the same equipment as Ricardo's talking about. We just get the fancy version from More Beer, right?
Mm-hmm. I remember doing in 1998 making a copper chiller. You go and get the refrigerator coil from Home Depot or whatever. And the guys at the homebrew shop give you a couple tips on how to do it and whatnot. But like, it's that built over time knowledge, and then guys like More Beer, make it into a product and take the time away from you having to sit for an afternoon and do that stuff. I mean,
right.
These guys are on the cusp of that for sure in Brazil, it sounds like, too.
But even with my start, kind of like Nicole mentioned, there's no extract brewing down there. So when I started, I had a rudimentary system, too. I mean, it was a pot on the stove, and I had some stuff I got from More Beer. Obviously, it was a little kit, but I could do that. If I had to go straight to all grain and make the stuff, oh, God, forget it. I'd still be waiting tables right now.
For sure. No, I don't think half the people I know would do it. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't. What about a mash tun, Ricardo?
You can buy one from this guy in Campinas, but a lot of people here are using the bazooka kind of stuff too. Yeah, that's much easier, I think.
What is that?
Like a mesh screen formed into a tube that you use instead of a false bottom or even a manifold.
You just put it at the bottom of any cooler.
Yeah, and so it just strains through that.
Okay,
kind of like the mesh on the outside of a hose, that stainless steel hose.
Yeah,
they'll use that too.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
you'll get more channeling than you will on a false bottom.
Yeah,
is that the one that looks like
some people make their own kind of this with a copper tube too, and drill it and make something like that too.
And what about yours? What's yours made with?
I have a bazooka, and actually I have a stainless steel pot that I brought from More Beer.
Oh yeah, did you have them shipped over?
Yeah. No, I go often to the US. I go every year, so I just I had a how do you say the from Blichmann, the beer kettle from Blichmann.
Yeah, from Blichmann. Yep.
I have one of that, and the other one is from More Beer.
Got it. So you just come and you sit on top of your suitcase real hard, like try to jam the pots down into the suitcase while you zip it up. I would do that every time too.
Actually, the size is perfect. So to replace the baggage, I just put my clothes inside of that, and it's perfect.
Yeah, they go inside the mash tun.
Inside the kettle.
The kettle, yeah.
2 70-pound bags.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I'm thinking, and Tasty knows this, the home brewer in your neighborhood here he's a popular guy. You make beer, right? But in every fourth block, I think, in California, somebody else brews homebrew, right? In Brazil, I mean, how popular must you have been, Ricardo, back in 2004 when you started homebrewing? Your friends must have loved you.
Yeah, well, not at the beginning. Actually, the beer was not that good. But
right.
The friends started to grow, and I'm a mathematician, and one of my conjectures or theorems is like the amount of friends you have is proportional to how good the beer you brew.
Right. And listen, I'm
getting that.
I'm an idiot, and I understand that equation. That's a good one.
And you still have friends,
right?
Yeah, by that math, Justin should have no friends.
That's true.
And he shouldn't even like himself.
Yeah, he's a friend to many.
Right. Now, did you enter into the homebrew competition that John Palmer and Nicole just came down to?
John Palmer.
Yeah,
John Palmer.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you enter?
Inside.
I entered an Imperial Stout, an IPA, And the freestyle, let's say, was a saison with sour juice, pineapple sour juice.
Nice. Huh. And how'd it go? How'd it go for you?
Well, the other two didn't. The saison was great. The other two didn't go so well. I moved from apartment, and the beer was just finished fermented, and I moved it, and it got so oxidated, and it didn't turn out so good. But the saison I had done previously, and they were in the bottles already, and they got second place in the in the competition, the freestyle.
Second place, nice work.
Good
job.
Very good.
What do you ferment in?
I'm sorry?
What kind of vessels do you ferment in?
I use the better bottles. I have maybe 10 of them.
Oh, you're brewing a lot. Attaboy.
Yeah.
And
friends.
What about temperature control? How do you keep them cold?
I have maybe 4 or 5 fridges, and with a thermostat attached to them. So I put the better bottles in the fridge and control the temperature with the thermostat. That's how most people do here.
Okay.
Is there a limit on how much beer you can make? Like in the U.S.
It's a good question.
Thank you.
Here?
Yeah. I can't imagine.
No, there's no legislation about that.
If you can make your own beer in your garage or your basement or whatever you have, and then sign a form and sell it, I can't imagine there's a limit.
Right. And listen,
they never had prohibition in Brazil.
Right.
Yeah, but
not that people don't do that. Some people do this, but I'm not sure it's legal.
And Ricardo's into it. I mean, 10 carboys and 4 or 5 refrigerators to
schlep giant kettles.
Yeah.
From the States down there, you gotta love what you're gonna do with them.
Now, what if you wanted to sell it, Ricardo? If you're brewing a lot of beer, and if you decided next week, you know what, I kind of want to sell a few of these things.
Could you rent?
Is it pretty easy for you to just make the switch and do it right out of your house?
No, I think it's pretty difficult. I don't think I will get the license to sell brewing at home.
Okay.
Yeah, it's complicated.
You'd have to have a commercial space to do it in. You couldn't just
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one thing that was really interesting to me was that all of the homebrewers there make really ornate labels. They have like beautiful labels that they make. Some of them even have like shapes that are cut out, stuff like that. They're really ornate. They often look as though they're labeled for sale.
Okay.
And they have like where they're brewed. They have fine print on them. They have like a neck label, stuff like that.
Horrific beer, but really good label.
No, but I was just really impressed. It's not just 1 or 2. It's like almost every serious homebrewer is making beautiful labels.
Really?
Or they have some sort of like logo, and they make stickers and they put it on their kegs and jockey box or whatever.
So they're all tasty, in other words. They brand their own stuff in intricate fashion.
Yeah. So kind of.
Yeah.
But what's the deal with that? Or do you think that people are just doing it for fun, or do you think people are doing it because they feel like they're going to open a brewery one day and they're starting their branding early?
Ricardo, what do you think?
I think both. I think many people do just for fun, like me. I do just for fun. I like to make labels, and some of them I try to pretend like it's a real label, but I write down forbidden to sell, something like this, just to drink with friends, just to look nice. But I believe that some people do try to sell them, and make labels and sell them. I think.
Yeah.
And I think many people want to open a brewery, and actually some brewers came from started as home brewers, and they opened their business and feel like this, and I think it's growing.
Sure. I like the idea. I like it when homebrewers here show up with labels and stuff. I am far too lazy for anything like that.
No way.
It's lucky it ever makes it into a bottle. But I mean it when I say I really appreciate it when a homebrewer shows up and they've got like a label. I really like Tasty's deal where he puts the whole recipe on your 22s. I like that. I think I know why you do it, because people want to talk about the beer and ask questions. It's all right in front of them. I like it when homebrewers go the extra mile and make labels too. So I think I would dig that a bunch, seeing the homebrewers down there doing it.
Yeah, definitely nothing I would do. No way.
Well, the interesting thing is you remember their beers a little better.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's what branding is for, and it's effective.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you bottle most of your beer, Ricardo, or do you keg as well?
I keg too.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I've been kegging more than bottling.
Good. Oh, bottling that much, you're making me tired already just thinking about it.
Do you have the soda kegs that we use, or do you have some other vessel?
Yeah, the soda kegs.
Yeah, the soda kegs.
Are those going to go away, Tasty? Are we going to run out of soda kegs? I mean, eventually, right?
Yeah, there's no need to make new ones other than just for homebrewers.
No, they're making new ones.
But just for homebrewers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think Tasty's right. They're not making them for Pepsi.
So they're like
anymore.
$125. I mean,
they went away from having the premix.
Yeah.
So eventually, we're not going to be able to get $25 kegs anymore.
No.
Yeah.
You can't anymore right now.
Well,
even now.
The thing they're starting to switch over to pin locks now because those haven't been tapped.
No one wanted pin locks because whatever.
But there's just as plentiful as the ball locks. Just nobody wanted them.
I see. Okay. Well, I'm glad I'm glad you get kegs down there too. So you use the same ball lock soda kegs that we use then.
Ball lock and pin lock. I think we have more pin locks than ball locks.
Got it.
But we have ball locks too.
Everything America doesn't want, we just ship to another country.
Now, are you a lager brewer or ale
sorry?
as well? Do you do mostly lagers?
No, I only do ales. I only been doing ales.
Got it.
Why is that? Because the market is so saturated with lagers that you want to do something different, or just don't want to control the temp?
Well, the first beers that I tasted that I liked that was different from the light lager were ales, and I got hooked on that.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, lagers is more difficult to make and longer time, and so I prefer ales for now. I think about doing lagers just for the challenge, but actually I prefer ales in general.
Yeah. Okay. Are you married?
Yeah.
Does your wife drink your beer?
And she drinks and she brews too.
Oh, she brews. Wonderful.
Yeah, a lot of women brew in Brazil.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's like whole groups of chicks that brew together, and it's not as, I mean, there's still mostly dudes that show up at like the homebrew thing, but
Right.
I don't think people are like, oh, weird, chicks are brewing.
Like we are here.
Like, wow, that's so weird, you're a brewer.
we get so excited. We all get boners as soon as we meet a woman brewer. It's not like that. Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like to hear that. Do you have a homebrew club that you're in or anything, Ricardo?
Yeah.
And do you find that there are there a lot of women in the homebrew clubs, or?
No, not many.
This is a sad
crestfallen. Ricardo's very sad. No, I try, but not so many.
I wish I had more Brazilian women in my club too.
I wish I had one. I just want one. There must be one Brazilian woman in the Brewing Network Club, right?
Yeah, there's got to be.
I don't know. I bet I can get on the internet and find you one.
Oh, no, there definitely are.
Yeah, there are. Did you meet some BN Army ladies when you were there?
I can't say that they listen to the BN or
You know,
not.
they
But I
need
met several women.
Okay.
Justin, you and I need
I
to
don't
go
know
to
why they would
check
listen.
this out and see what's going on.
I think you're right. It'll be, we need to see what's going on. It's more of an ambassadorship trip. We need to go down and set
Research.
up a console, the Brewing Network.
Are you guys going to put the ass in ambassador?
Yes, that's exactly what we're going for.
Thank you very much.
I think you're right. Okay.
You know what's right is this Russian.
Gosh, I wonder why there aren't more Brazilian women listening to the show.
Wonder why there aren't any women listening to the show.
Maybe they don't understand English. Maybe they're just like one language.
Yeah.
Because we only speak English.
Sure, that's why.
Now, Ricardo, you've collaborated with some professional breweries down there too, including Colorado Brewery that we just talked to. Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? Did you know the guys, or did you bring them some of your beer and they wanted to work with you?
No, that was just right in the beginning of this. We started the national competition in 2006, and I was in the group of maybe 6 that started the first Acerva, the first association called Acerva.
Okay.
And that was in 2006, and then we made a competition in 2006, and then I started a blog in 2007. Talking about the techniques, a more technical blog, and then I talk about brewing with coffee, and I guess Marcelo saw the blog and he went to our first competition in 2006, and then after that he read the blog and he wanted to brew a beer with coffee, and then he got in touch and invited me to brew.
Got it. So you're kind of an expert on brewing with coffee.
No, I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I studied a bit and made some tests, and I learned something.
Can you give us some tips and pointers, maybe about where's the best place to add coffee into the brewing process, and what form of coffee, things like that?
Well, I like more when I did with the cold press, the cold extract. Mm-hmm. And then you pour it after the fermentation. You put the cold extract in the beer. I think I like that best.
Okay.
It's good espresso too, but I like that better.
And do you use Brazilian coffee mostly?
Yeah, Brazil. Yeah, the best coffee in the world.
Is that so? What's the difference?
You know Juan Valdez?
Oh, he's from Colombia. Never mind. That different guy.
Oh, different guy.
Yeah.
Do you know any Colombian?
You know Juanita about it.
I know you get a lot of coffee from Colombia, but Brazilian is much better.
So what is it, the soil that makes it different, you think?
I can't say. I don't know.
But you love it. That's usually what it is.
But you're
it's
a fan.
The soil and the climate. It's the same plant.
I wonder if I've had Brazilian coffee and I just don't remember.
Yeah, it's usually medium body, light acidity.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Maybe it is the best coffee in the world.
Might be. I like Colombian.
That's how he likes his women.
I like the low acidity version.
Low acidity is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that you get less acidity if you do the cold press, the cold extract.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would like to try one of Ricardo's coffee beers. Do you only now? Are you a traditional guy? Like you only do porters and stouts, or have you put coffee in other beers?
No. Well, Colorado wanted to make a porter with coffee, so that's what we did.
Okay.
Yeah. They do well with coffee. That was about the only thing I did. The was porter and stout.
That seems to be the preferred homebrewer method. Is that cold steep coffee,
the cold press, yeah, and in a porter or a stout.
Yeah.
Why can't we put it in a pale ale?
I think it'd be great, like a light in light amounts.
And that is why your beers are so good, Justin.
Because I have great ideas.
Actually, I was thinking you're trying to save one of your pails, aren't you?
Right. No, I just I'm actually being quite serious. Why? I mean, I like the taste of coffee. I think, and like JP said, in a very mild amount, maybe. Like for example, Roger over there at Triple Rock kind of blew me away with his pale chocolate stout.
Yeah,
it was
white chocolate stout.
There you go. So why couldn't we do something similar with a coffee?
I think because at the low levels in a beer like that, it's just going to taste like some sort of roasted malt, and it's not going to taste too much like coffee because you don't know it's coffee unless you're told it's coffee. Unless you put enough in that you taste coffee, right? So I think, and then at that point,
put the new Starbucks blonde roast in there.
Oh,
if we didn't add any color, anything.
You could do the blonde roast.
Blonde.
It's invisible roasted.
I'm going to try it. You'll see. I'll show you,
I think
Nicole.
you should.
You're going to have the best coffee pale ale you've ever had.
It's funny to see your progression as a homebrewer because a lot of homebrewers...
I'm backwards.
Well, no, but like a lot of us, when we first start homebrewing, it's like we're thinking of all these cool things to put in and just try new stuff because we've never heard about it before.
Right.
And then eventually you realize everything's been tried and just kind of stick with, don't really go off the rails like putting coffee in a pale ale.
Right.
But you're not there yet.
I haven't even gotten there yet.
Yeah.
You plateaued in that stage.
It's not that I'm backwards. It's just that I'm really, really slow.
Yeah.
Right?
You'll be all right.
I'm still confused with progression.
Well,
I think Ricardo...
Generally speaking.
I think that Ricardo agrees with me, and that's why he's being silent, because he's writing down his next recipe right now.
I'm sure that's exactly what's happening.
He's stealing it, my idea. That's what's happening.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, Ricardo, it's nice to meet you and talk to you about home brewing out there. And now, you mentioned in the beginning that you use some really shitty yeast. Are you able to get some good yeast now?
Well, I bring White Labs yeast from the U.S. and I propagate them here. So I've been using liquid yeast for maybe 5 years.
Okay.
And never use dry yeast anymore. But most people here use dry yeast.
But so you have to you go and buy enough to then just keep it alive and keep it going until the next time you come back to the States.
No, actually, I bring one vial of a few of different yeasts, and then I propagate him. I have an Erlenmeyer, or whatever you call that.
The flask,
flask, and I propagate them, and I put in I take one vial and make 5 out of that, and then I use them and keeping them alive.
So now that begs the question: that do you then store it, or are you just brewing enough that you can just keep putting it into a next batch?
No. I don't brew that often, actually.
Okay.
I just put them in vials and make several vials out of one.
Oh.
And then when I want to brew, I take one vial and one or two and make a starter and put it in beer, and don't reuse the yeast. I don't usually reuse.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So he's like making his own little lab going.
Got your little white labs going.
Ricardo's his own white labs, exactly.
Ricardo Labs.
Oh, it's here! Put your hand down. No.
It's going to stay like this.
He does. He's doing a little Ricardo lab. He's making a big batch and then putting it in his own vials. And then what, you just keep them in the fridge until you're ready to go?
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm not the only one doing this. Many people do this here. It's the way to go if you want to use liquid yeast.
No, we like you better. So
this year we started having white labs selling here. There's one. I think two stores that are importing white labs yeast and selling. So
okay.
I think it will be a big thing here, a big change for us.
Yeah, I guess those white labs vials are kind of easy to smuggle.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
the rounded end.
They fit right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
into the suitcase. I mean,
they're better than a shotgun.
Oh, believe me, I've thought about that.
And not for smuggling either.
No.
Just thought about it
on the road.
Now, let me just give some pointers to the countries that don't have white labs yet. Here's what you have to do: is just make it a place desirable for Chris White to travel to. Preferably, there's a golf course nearby, and invite him. Maybe maybe there's a seminar or a talk he needs to give, and within a year, you might have White Labs yeast distribution. I'm pretty sure that's the White Labs model.
Possibly 2. It just depends.
It depends.
The massage parlors in your area.
That was more or less like it happened here, but it took maybe 3 years.
Oh, it did, yeah. Well, you must not have had nice enough golf courses or something. I don't know.
There's a lot of biting ants in Brazil.
Oh, that's a deterrent. That's
like
a deterrent.
The uncles need to keep them down.
Yeah, I get it. That was terrible.
Well, you know what, dude? It's been a while. What do you want from me?
Right.
Well,
sorry,
Ricardo. What sort of homebrew supplies, on the dry side, is available to you? Like, what sort of can you get all the Crystal malts? Can you get Crystal 40, Crystal 60? Is all that available to you, or?
Yeah, we got all the malts from Weyermann. So
any U.S. malts at all?
I'm sorry.
Do you get Carapils or any U.S. kind of malts?
Yeah,
you do.
No, from the U.S. No.
Still Weyermann.
We got just from Weyermann and from Chateau, like Castle Malting from
That's
Belgium.
the British. That was the Belgian malts. So you don't get any like Marisada or any English malts or any of that stuff?
No, we had one. Once we had a Marisotter that one guy brought and sold here. Used it, but that was it. No more.
I like to hear that one guy brought it.
Commented there. I think.
Yeah, when he was done, it was all gone.
Right.
2 70-pound bags.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, one guy brought 2 70-pound bags. Exactly. What sounds to you've really stuck with it. Were there ever times that you thought, God, F this, it's too much to get ingredients and equipment and everything? Did you ever want to quit?
No, not really. I think the hops are a bit frustrating because we don't get fresh hops. It's more complicated to get fresh hops, and now I think this year we start to things start to improve. That they start to tell them what the year was from the hops. But before we would ask for the hops, and we wouldn't know if it was from last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That's more frustrating. The others we were limited, but we had enough options.
Okay.
And liquid yeast was probably a big issue for many people, but I had my own, so that was not a big deal for me.
Right. I can imagine it would be
frustrating.
Yeah, frustrating is a good word. I can imagine it would be frustrating. I have all the best ingredients and the best equipment in the world.
We just drive over there and pick it up.
And I still can't make a goddamn beer that I enjoy drinking.
That's got to be frustrating
with friends.
And
It's very
frustrated too.
And you got people basically brewing it for you.
Yeah, and I still can't get it
And when he
right.
has a problem, he calls me like weird hours of the day.
I do, yeah. Tasty's now. Years ago when I was brewing a lot, like 4 times, it was Chad and it was John Plissé. Now it's Tasty. Tasty's my homebrew hotline now. I'm just about whatever comes up. Shit, Tasty. What do I do now?
Got the red phone.
You should record some of those. They're pretty good at calls.
Well, what's funny is that Tasty he doesn't answer any other of my calls, but he can tell what time of day it is if I'm brewing, and he answers every time. But he knows when I'm calling for Brewing Network stuff. Like,
right.
I don't know if he's just got me figured out. Straight to voicemail.
Oh,
But
yeah.
whenever
If it's work related, fuck that.
Somehow, when I'm home
Sure, I know.
brewing, he's like, "Oh, hey, what's happening?" Or if he doesn't answer, 30 seconds. He's at the bar. It doesn't matter.
I answer beer 411.
He'll do beer 411 for me.
Is there any bigger slap in the face than the straight to voicemail? Where you're like, all right, I'm going to call this person. I'm going to get this question answered. I'm going to get this question.
Right.
And this is Daisy. Like not even a ring, not even a half a second, just right to the voicemail.
I did
Daisy?
I did it to my TV producer the other day. He called me. I was in a restaurant. I didn't answer. He called me back again. And in the back of my mind, I was like, he's in this fucking restaurant looking at me right now. But I didn't want to answer the call. I'm busy.
Yeah.
Comes, taps me on the shoulder 5 minutes later.
He really was there?
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing rejecting my calls? I was like, it's rude.
Impolite answer a
That's what I
phone
said.
at a restaurant,
It's
sir.
rude. We're in a restaurant.
Yeah, and you can ask him, why not just walk up and say hi then? Because you're right here.
He
Why
wanted
need to call me?
He was testing me.
Why do you have to
He
be
was
this
testing you.
passive-aggressive game?
Yeah, exactly.
He could have just texted you.
He was testing me.
And then you could have been rude texting it out.
Tell him I already have a girlfriend. It's okay. You don't need to test me. It's cool.
Wow. Well done, Nate.
Let's hope he's not listening right now.
Yeah. Okay, Ricardo. Well, thanks for hanging out with us and being on the show. It sounds like you've been through the ringer and now are making good beer because you've learned a lot to do it. So I'd love to try your beer sometime when I come to Brazil.
Sure. Yeah, you should come. Actually, most of you should, all of you should come here. You have, as John said, you have a VIP treatment here if you want to be a judge here.
I would love it.
Is that an invite? Is that an official invite?
Sounded like it, yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah.
There you go, Justin. You did it.
That's not enough. I'm too greedy. I want a plane
we
ticket.
have our national, let's say, competition. It's on every Corpus Christi, how do you say that? Holiday. It's around June. It's a moving holiday in June.
Okay.
We don't
usually
have
in
that
June.
holiday.
We don't.
We have like a quarter of the holidays you have in Brazil.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we don't have any kind of socialism here, so we have to work all the time.
We like to work a lot and then die before we retire.
We have a
Pretty much.
city called Corpus Christi in
We have-
Texas.
We do.
We have
They
like
work a lot there also, and then they die.
Yeah, you're lucky if
Yeah.
you get a week and a half of vacation here.
Yeah, yeah. I remember I got a job. It was a long time ago. They're like, yeah, you get 2 weeks vacation. I was like, oh my god, really?
In 20 years.
That's amazing. Yeah. Then for 3 weeks, it was 20 years later. Yeah.
But you
For
have
the-
to work on Christmas.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But you have to work there more than 2 weeks.
It was amazing. I was like, wow, this is great. 2 weeks. You guys you're awesome to humans. Thank you. It's great. Anyway, Ricardo, I'll come vacation with you anytime. The French people that I know that are opening a brewery in Paris, they've got a good friend who has a bar down there somewhere. I'm not sure where, but she wants to turn it into a brew pub, and she's invited them to come down and help her turn her place into a brew pub. I might tag along and make a whole trip out of it that way. But she says that their restaurant's doing well, and she's seeing the craft beer scene kind of grow up a little bit, but there's not a lot of brew pubs, and she wants to be one of the first. Do you find that, Ricardo, that there are breweries but not brew pubs like we have here?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we have. I can maybe 2 or 3 that I can think of.
Yeah.
Brew pub in São Paulo, very nice national.
Beautiful.
Brewing, and actually Colorado and Dado Beer, the first microbrewers in Brazil, they started as brew pubs, but now they're full microbreweries.
Okay.
Currently, we have very few.
Got it. Let's go down and start one up.
Let's do it. Let's start one here.
Just hang out with Brazilian chicks and make beer, and sounds easy, right?
beer,
There you go.
boobs,
All-female
and
staff,
butts
I can
and-
see it on.
Ricardo does
Yeah.
not sound stressed out to me.
Yeah,
and that's
see,
kind of what
Ricardo-
he's doing. So
Well, it's also midnight.
Come on.
And he's dude's like falling asleep right
It's
now.
true. Ricardo is more relaxed than Tasty, and that's nearly impossible.
He's a mathematician. I'm getting it.
You know?
And he's still giving information. It's weird.
What do you do for a living, Ricardo?
I'm a mathematician.
Yeah, but what do you do with
Professor
that?
at Federal University.
At the university. So you teach math. Yeah.
I just sit and add.
Teach and research. Yeah.
And research. Oh, God.
Researching math?
Yeah.
Yep.
With different ways the numbers go together? I thought they figured that all out. Back in the 40s.
It's not done yet, right, Ricardo?
Shut up, dentist.
Yeah, you can do many kinds of math. And doing model, things related to turbulence and fluid mechanics. And but you can do more abstract things too. But, well, anyway, you
I
can use
can't-
that for brewing too. So.
Yeah, you might be able to.
I can't do anything related to math.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know how to count change.
This is the reason why Brazilian homebrewers in the craft beer scene, like, yeah, okay, they're 10 years behind us now, but they're moving exponentially faster than
Right.
we did because
Just trying to catch up.
like all the people that I met that were making good beer, like, have high level jobs with high tech companies, or like this guy is a mathematician,
Yeah.
professor. Like they're all these extremely intelligent people. I mean, we have a
And
lot
I'm
of
not.
I mean, we have-
They're geeks. That's why they worship Palmer.
we have a lot. I mean, we have a lot of engineers and folks that are into homebrewing here, but they're like all. It's like super focused, and they're just moving so fast.
Right.
You gotta watch out for Brazil. There's gonna be some really
Because
good
the
beer
poor
coming out of
peasants
there. in
can't
the next 5
afford a
years.
hobby like brewing.
We're probably going to have to bomb you guys soon, Ricardo, if you keep up with this.
You seem like a threat.
Yeah, you seem very threatening.
We're not bombing, Justin. We're spreading democracy.
I see. Ricardo's like, no, we're democratic. Whatever. All right, not until we drop some bombs on you. You're not.
Operation Rainforest Shield.
Right. Yeah.
They'll submit a proposal to become one of the regions of the AHA Nationals or something, and then it'll be war.
Right.
But then it's not national.
We let Canada in. You guys can come in.
Yeah, they're gonna form one homebrew club as the nation of Brazil.
The whole club.
Compete at nationals.
The BN Club would still win.
Right. Yeah, and that we'll be hated for that too.
In Brazil.
Domination.
Yeah. All right, Ricardo. Thanks, man. It's fun to talk to you. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, go relax somewhere. You
Stop working so hard. Jesus.
Boy, oh boy. You
Take a freaking break.
You're so stressed out. You like your life in Brazil, don't you?
I do.
It's a good life.
Beach, everything.
Do you live near the coast?
I do. Yeah.
You do. So you got the beaches and you got it all. You got the rainforest.
With your address.
Mountains.
The mountains.
And it's in the middle of the winter here, and it's like 70.
Wow.
How many banana hammocks do you own?
It was 70 in our winter, too.
Wow. Yeah, Ricardo's got the life. I'm liking this guy.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, but he has to do math to earn it, and that's not fun.
But he likes it, I think.
Yeah,
you know.
well.
I love math.
He loves
Yeah,
it.
he doesn't know better.
It's English that doesn't make any sense. Language. Now that's what's stupid to a mathematician. We think numbers are stupid,
right?
But mathematicians are like, oh, the speech, it changes all the time. The language, there's so many variables. Numbers, it's cut and dry. Here's what you have.
Yeah, until you get into solve for X.
Right.
Find X. There it is.
All right, Ricardo. Thanks, my brother. I appreciate it, and I hope we get to meet you someday.
Sure. Thank you.
Cheers. Take care.
Cheers.
There you go. He's relaxed.
Hope he can meet you someday.
He's sure. He's like, yeah, maybe he will.
Gonna go do some equations now and maybe propagate some yeast.
Yeah.
Brewing network conversation.
Yeah,
That was
right.
Nice.
Man's a scientist.
He's great.
You know?
You have to pack all those Speedos if you go down there.
I would wear a Speedo in Brazil.
I know you would.
You would have to. That's the law.
Oh my
I can
God.
see, yeah. Just
They'd deport me.
Walking down the sandy beach. And
Locked up a thong.
Yeah.
That's what would happen to me. That was a JP joke.
I think we saw something on AdamandEve.com.
AdamandEve.com. I definitely saw a camo thong.
Yeah, we saw a couple things you might look nice.
You might need to have that.
Now that you blocked Target.com, she's shopping on Adam and Eve.
Right. I can't
For like
block that.
2
It's a sponsor.
hours, yeah.
Yeah, we saw some pretty exciting things there, didn't we, Bevo?
What'd you say?
Dear God.
Besides the dong bag.
I didn't know they made things like that for men to wear.
Yeah, Nate. The
Why they would
launcher.
make things like that?
Launcher. Wow. It's a long shot.
For reals.
I gotta do some new Beersmith stuff.
Do some new
I didn't know it was legal to show that kind of thing on the interwebs. Even
you click the approve button. It's okay.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You've never watched porn on the internet? What do you mean you're not allowed to show it on
But
the...
that's illicit. Like, it's technically not
The
allowed
dong
to be
bag?
there.
Yeah, it showed like the pee hole and everything.
That's illicit.
Well, it's only skin, Bevo.
It's the place where pee comes out.
I mean, how grody.
Oh, right, because I'm such a prude.
All right. Keep bullshitting for a second, will you?
Okay.
We're
off the pocket snake.
Beer
If you hadn't said that, we would have, but now...
No, you wouldn't
It's a little
have.
awkward.
So, how about that IPA?
I know
JP.
you.
How about that local
You got any
sports
Steel Panther
team?
you can roll right now?
Yeah.
We need a musical interlude here.
Hey, Kate the Great bought 3/4 of the studio a beer that they can drink. Awesome.
Oh, this Russian River IPA is great.
More like,
Great.
it's more like 7/8.
I was there on Friday, and their porter is still my favorite beer that
And
they
you
make.
didn't bring anybody a beer yet. You're going to bitch about Kate not
I'm
bringing
poor.
you your perfect beer.
No, I didn't.
Fuck you.
I did. Did I
That's what I
say?
have to say.
Did I
about
say
it.
my perfect beer?
You did.
Is Abby up here? I didn't see you bring her
All
up, Bevo.
I said was, if you're going to
No,
bring
Sam better be putting her
something, make
asleep.
sure that everybody can enjoy it. That's all.
Do you think
Or bring nothing like a dickwad?
Well, what? Just because I go to a bar doesn't mean if I go grocery shopping, do I have to bring presents for everybody? No.
But she went to the same place knowing that the whole room loves Russian River, so brought some back. You went to the same place knowing that the
Yeah.
whole room likes Russian River and brought nothing back. Yet you're going to bitch about the way she brought it back.
Yes, that's correct.
No, just what she brought back.
That's douchey.
I don't think it's douchey.
I think it's totally douchey.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, but if you would have brought something back, it would have fed
Let's
the rest
take
of
a
them.
douche vote.
Yes.
Is him complaining about Kate bringing back the wrong beer from Russian River douchey? Raise your hand.
All in favor say aye. Aye.
No, Bevo and Doc did not vote. Raise your hand if it's not douchey. They're just going to
No, they
not
just don't
do it.
care.
Raise your hand if Bevo and Doc are pussies.
I'm not casting stones.
Switzerland over here.
Yeah,
It
whatever.
was just a comment. I wasn't bitching. I was just saying.
I got some Cinemark
It
for
was
you,
a
JP. We can
bitchy
fix this right up.
Just saying, it's JP.
Now I know.
Since when did Doc hold back?
Yeah.
It's just
Doc.
Next
it's
time,
not bitching. It's just a JP comment.
I'm not going to vote.
next time I
because-
go to Trader Joe's, I know
might
everyone likes
offend
apples. I'll bring everyone an apple. It'll be fine.
Not even the
Thanks,
same.
JP.
You know when you make that argument?
Yeah.
When you're losing the argument.
I don't think there is an argument.
I don't like apples.
There is. And
Well,
you
then I
lost
won't bring
it.
you apples, and I know that about you now. So now, from now on, if I ever bring fruit, it will never be an apple.
But
'cause I want
you'll never bring
everyone to
fruit,
enjoy
so
it.
it's a moot point.
I can hear
Yeah.
the digging of the shovel.
That's why you need to bring a banana.
I think we should force
Although-
JP to drink it until he enjoys it.
Although,
Yeah.
in Kate's defense, I know you don't like IPA, but if I were going to bring a beer, I would probably grab an IPA because I'm not directly thinking that JP doesn't like this beer.
Right.
See, and when I went, I wasn't directly thinking everybody likes Russian River. I was only there for 20 minutes.
That's why she's Kate the Great.
I guess. Yeah.
Were you there
And
long enough for
how?
them to fill a growler?
No, actually, I had a really shitty experience there. It was pretty stupid.
Why?
Why?
We got sat in the back, like in the back aisle.
Yeah.
You know, when you first walk in the
The
back
annex,
door.
yeah.
And we get sat there, and the guy goes, "Oh, would you guys like a beer? Yeah, do you have like a beer list or something? Because the list is around the corner." He goes, "It's on the chalkboard above the bar."
That's how they do it.
And I look at him, I was like, okay. He goes, well, or it's on your smartphone if you want to pull up our website. And I'm like, I'll just get up and walk to the bar. So it took an extra 10 minutes to order a fucking beer because by the time I went to the bar and looked at the fucking list,
He was gone.
Right.
yeah, you can't write it down, you fucking asshole.
So now you're upset that they don't have a proper beer menu.
But they do.
And you had to walk
No.
the 5 feet to the chalkboard.
No, it was 10, and they do have a proper menu. They bring it out when they give you samples. So you have to order a sample tray, and then so it's already there. It just my
I
problem
didn't know that.
wasn't with the joint. The problem was with the server.
I see.
Because he's a fucking lazy asshole.
Oh, because I thought it was because there wasn't a menu, but he just
No.
wouldn't bring
No,
you the menu.
yeah, well,
okay, I
he couldn't
understand.
see the menu
Well, that
from his
makes
seat.
sense.
Well, but I'm
with you
sorry,
on
but
that.
as a beer
I'm sure
server,
he's a
if you
friend
get
of
on
mine.
your shift, write down the beers so you don't have to make your customer get up and walk.
Because we're American.
No, it's just people. It's just common courtesy.
Yeah.
It's
America.
just serving someone.
It's called server.
I'll give you that.
Right.
Serve.
That's all. Otherwise, everything is fine.
All right. In the meantime,
Chicken
if you
sandwich is
want
bland,
to make your own beer at home, so that there's nothing, there's nothing to miss. It's a
Right.
perfect beer for you.
You can make your
You can
own
serve
beer.
it to yourself
Yes.
however you want.
Right?
You should go to beersmith.com and check out their new software. Beersmith 2.1 is out, and it's got all sorts of new features. It's got a brew day timer, which you can use to show a timer for each step of the mashing, the steeping, the boiling. It actually plays an alarm, which I was always a slave to the clock. I like having an alarm that ring, so I don't have to like always stare at my clock. Oh my God, is it 10 minutes away? Is it 5 minutes away?
Your clock is huge.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
There's a cloud storage folder. We talked about this last time. You can store your recipes and things in their new cloud storage folder. There's also beersmithrecipes.com that you can go to, and it's a recipe sharing service. It's free for anyone to set up a basic account, and there's over 2,400 members already. Actually, that was just in the first week that they opened it. So it's growing very quickly. Just get it. It's a good way. I know that Doc used Beersmith for the beer I was helping him clean up after.
You were watching him make.
Yeah. Kept reminding me, didn't you need to go put something in there?
Right.
Yeah.
But you use Beersmith now.
Yes.
And anyway, go check it out. You get a free 21-day trial, as always, so you don't have to take our word for it. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy it.
It does a lot of things. I'm still learning.
Right.
Oh, it does that? Oh, it do that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dialed in.
Yeah.
Plus, Brad Smith is just a good dude.
He's a good dude.
He's a nice guy.
They should just call it Brad Smith instead of Beersmith.
Oh, man.
Bradsmith.com.
Yeah.
What a good dude, man.
Make a better Brad.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll try to finish things up.
Try to.
I potentially could take Drunk of the Week calls.
What?
I just can't screen them. 888-401 beer. We'll be right back. It's the session.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. The Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
This summer, Reed Antis from New York won fully paid tuition to the 2012 World Brewing Academy Concise Course in Brewing Technology, thanks to Lallemand and Danstar and their 2012 Beer School Contest. It was so much fun, they're doing it again. Announcing Danstar's Beer School 2013 Contest. From now until December 13th, 2012, every time you use Lallemand or Danstar Premium Brewing Yeast, your empty packet is your entry for a chance to win a professional brewing course. In the Beer School 2013 contest, Lallemand will sponsor 2 lucky winners, 1 professional brewer and 1 home brewer, in a random drawing for fully paid tuition to the 2013 World Brewing Academy web-based concise course in brewing technology worth nearly $4,000. This course will change the way you think of beer and brewing. Get your official entry form and rules at danstaryeast.com. Get brewing with the dry yeast advantage from Lallemand and Danstar. Visit danstaryeast.com.
When I order a beer, I want my server to know more about it than I do. I want someone who enjoys good beer and loves helping others enjoy it too. I want someone who knows how to pour a perfect pint for any beer style. I want a Cicerone. The Cicerone certification program is creating the type of people who help you enjoy great beer. Home brewers and craft beer lovers know beer is more flavorful and complex than ever, and it takes some serious knowledge to store and serve beer right. Cicerones know beer. There are 3 levels in the Cicerone program: Certified Beer Server, Certified Cicerone, and Master Cicerone. Cicerones are truly the sommeliers of beer. The best beer locations have a certified Cicerone on staff. Relaxed and unpretentious, Cicerones are tested on storing and serving beer, beer styles, flavor and tasting, the brewing process and ingredients, and pairing food with beer. Learn more about your next beer guide at cicerone.org. Certified Cicerone, because it takes top talent to present a perfect pint.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zanishev, and I want to tell you about Heretic Evil Twin. You might be familiar with my homebrew recipe, which uses massive late hopping to create a balance between the malty sweet and the hoppy bitter, along with an outrageous malt and hop character. I wanted a beer with the same bold hop and malt character, so we played around with the homebrew recipe until we were able to make a great commercial version too. We've created a beer rich in malt character, full of caramel, toast, biscuit, and an ever so subtle roast note. On top of that, we piled in an insane amount of Citra and Columbus hops at the end of the boil, as well as in dry hopping. This damn-the-cost approach to hopping gives Heretic's Evil Twin a great blast of citrus and tropical fruit that can't be matched by any other hop. The result is a bold, malty, hoppy, but easy-drinking beer. This is our top seller, our flagship beer, and I couldn't be prouder of it. Cheers.
To find Heretic beers near you, click on Find Some at hereticbrewing.com.
Did you
know the Brewing Network's very own Code Writin' Fool's son, Ryan Wolf, has opened a beer mecca in Missouri. The Wolfbrow House of Beer has hundreds of beers from all over the world and is conveniently close to I-70 in St. Peters. Free tastings Saturdays 4 to 6 p.m. featuring special guests from local breweries. The best build-your-own six-pack around with every style represented. And kegged craft beer available for your kegerator too. There's always something new at the Wolfbrow House of Beer. New and hard-to-find beer every week. No two visits are the same, just like passing out at the Rat Pad.
Hi, this is Ryan from Wolfbrow House of Beer. Mention the Brewing Network when you stop in for some cool free stuff. Mention JP for a swift kick in the ass.
The Wolfbrow House of Beer. Beer with personal service from a member of the BN Army.
This is Code. Visit my son's shop or I'll yank the BN website down.
www.wolfbrow.com. Here's a bite for beer lovers. Soft caramel made with real craft brew and coated in chocolate. And Hop Drops, hard candies made with real hop oil. Introducing Beer Candy from beercandy.com. Beer Candy's amazing caramels come in 4 mouth-watering flavors. IPA, bitter gold, wrapped in smooth white chocolate. Lager, made with a familiar beer from Boston and coated in milk chocolate. Lambic, soury Belgian goodness full of fresh raspberry and dipped in dark chocolate. And Stout, roasty cocoa chocolate insanity. Hop Drops are made with Fuggles or Cascade hops and are known as the candy that bites you back. Choose from sampler and full sizes of both and make your mouth jump to life. All at beercandy.com. Hop Drops and beer caramels. Satisfy your sweet tooth as only a beer lover could with Beer Candy. Visit beercandy.com today.
Live. Beer Radio. The Brewing Network.
The Brewcasters.
If you're just starting, don't be discouraged by all this stuff. It's so easy. Just throw it together. Put some sugar and some water and some yeast in there. Yeah.
Brewing Network.
Used to run recklessly. I want it back to crash and burn. Life at the ashes. Now we fight our addictions. We live in our fictions. Our cold black modern hearts steal the show. Steal the show. So let's incinerate them.
Brewcasters are back. 888-401 beer.
Whatever.
Yes, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to the Brazilian Beer Show. We had a great time talking to Patrick Zanello from Colorado Brewery there, and Ricardo Rosa, a Brazilian home brewer who helped to start the first homebrew competition, sounded like there. Did you guys get to meet Ricardo down there too? Do you remember, Nicole, meeting Ricardo? It's probably like 8 Ricardos.
Or were you too drunk?
What did you do down there? You gave a lecture also.
I gave a talk, yeah.
What was your talk?
I talked about, actually, it was kind of a prototype of what my talk at NHC.
Nice.
I talked about I did a little off-flavor sensory exercise with everybody.
Yeah.
We doctored some beers up, and
that is valuable.
We talked about I talked about why tasting is a really important tool to have in your homebrewing toolkit, because tasting really is, for me, I think it's the most important tool that you have.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
it's the third leg of the triangle. If
Right.
you don't have that, you can't correct the beer.
I mean, first of all, why are you brewing? You're brewing so you can taste something great, right?
Yeah.
Taste something
that's
different.
totally why I brew.
I mean, it's a fun thing, and you want to brew something that you're going to be able to enjoy, and you're going to be able to share with people. You're expressing the flavor that you imagine, right? So, so there's that aspect, but then there's the whole aspect of, well, how can I tell if my diacetyl rest is complete? It's like taste your beer.
Right.
If you taste diacetyl, your diacetyl rest is not complete.
Right. Good
So,
point.
You know, it's like a really important way to even give yourself feedback, and by training yourself to be able to taste all flavors, you can really improve your own process.
God, where were you in 2005 when I started drinking other people's homebrew? We needed you then. It was bad.
I have two questions that are serious. They're serious questions.
I don't believe you.
They really are, though. They're stupid as fuck, though. What language do they speak in Brazil?
Portuguese.
Okay. And did everyone at your talk speak English, or did you have a translator?
Well, I think the original idea was to have a translator, but I didn't have one. So I spoke English, and I tried to, tone down the idioms. I mean, that's the hardest thing to translate. Like when
idiots are hard.
Idioms.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like,
Did you do like
figures of speech?
Did you do like most white people do and speak in broken English because you think that it helps people
And
who
loud.
don't speak
And loud.
and taste that and taste that.
Don't you find this very effervescent? I'm sorry. Bubbly!
Bubbly like beverage liquid.
In-face drink now.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
That made it so much more clear to the mostly college-educated group that I was speaking to.
Demo!
Did you put O at the end of everything?
Yeah, you're like, we have to taste
I
these
actually speak Portuguese,
Flavorose.
so I got
Bureau.
to make some jokes
Oh.
here and there.
Why didn't
But
you just
thing
do the
is,
whole thing in Portuguese?
Because I'm not. I mean,
Portuguese.
being able to like talk to your grandma in Portuguese and
Right.
being able to give a technical talk in Portuguese are kind of two different things.
Right.
so?
But
Your Portuguese is like my broken English.
yeah, exactly.
It's loud and choppy.
I speak Portuguese about as good as Justin speaks English. So there you go.
Oh, listen.
Yeah, and as well as.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Radio host.
Yeah.
But what's funny is that actually a lot of the time people could understand me better if I just spoke English, because I speak Portuguese from Madeira Island, which is, so it's, first of all, it's European Portuguese.
Right.
And then it's from this like weird dialect from this island that's thousands of miles out in the middle of the Atlantic.
So you sound like Damo when
So
you do it.
pretty much. Like, we have an Irish accent. So I found out that the stereotype against people from the mainland Portugal is that they don't use vowels.
Oh.
And then I thought about it for a minute, and I was like, yeah, I was seeing all these words written for the first time. I was like, I didn't know that word started with A,
I
because
see.
we don't pronounce it that way.
Yeah, well, isn't
So it was really hard to understand people speaking Portuguese, especially, and then add to that everybody from each different state has their own accent.
Sure.
Like there's some, like Minas, like their accent is like talking to a guy from Scotland.
Okay.
They like
Mhm.
shorten all the words and make little sentences where all the words run together. And if you're from the same town or village as that Scottish guy, you get it. But
Right.
if you're not, you're like, what the fuck did that guy say? You know?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
But you ended up not having a translator at the talks, though.
No.
Yeah.
And it was fine. I think, some people were falling asleep and then other people were like on it. They knew what I was talking about and they asked questions. And, it's fun.
Your talk at NHC was very good, too, and I think people were really interested in that. And, the room wasn't too full when we started. It was full of a lot of people there. I don't mean that. But by the time toward the end of it, I left for about 15 minutes. It was packed.
Yeah.
People were really there and I think it was a good discussion.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Like I said, where were you in 2005? We needed that taste discussion back then. Like, I think we were saying it on here, but in a much more dicky way. We were just saying, how can you not taste that? And what are you doing? Are you tasting your beer
that tastes dumb
before you're serving it? What are you, dumb?
What are you,
Why you don't read the fucking powder?
Yeah. Why you don't taste the fucking beer? So, all right. Well, thanks for being here with us too, Nicole, and helping out with the Brazil show. We needed you, apparently. You could tell.
Oh, yeah. I wore my finest Brazilian under things that I purchased.
Oh, I did. Your Brazilian wax? You wore your finest Brazilian wax?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Just everything's different there. Like,
So you're all thonged out?
What do you mean?
I don't people don't wear there's no such thing as brief underwear in Brazil.
It's all string?
It all takes a long
No,
time.
it's not that good.
Oh. What is it?
I'm not. That's all I'm going to give you guys. You can
Well,
look
tell
it
us,
up.
hypothetically, it doesn't have to be yours. What is hypothetically Brazilian
when you
underwear?
go to a store, right, and you're like, oh, I'm going to try on some pants or something. Like they have like the models, and they'll have like the pants models, where it's just like the half. The asses on the models are giant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even the
It's like a 22-inch
Bodacious.
waist on a
Yeah.
model, like kind of like a mannequin here, but the ass is like
is enormous.
40 inches around the hips, kind of like.
I'd be satisfied just with a Brazilian mannequin at this point. I don't care.
It's exciting enough.
I'll bring it over to Doc's. He's got a drill press.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just
We'll stick her on the lathe.
we'll just put a hole in it somewhere. I don't give a shit.
Put an extra hole in there. Might as well.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. We're going to make a lamp out of it.
Doc will put a flashlight in there.
Perfect, yeah.
Fleshlight. That's right. Yeah. Not a fleshlight in it.
Well, with those big empty suitcases that you're going to come home from Brazil with next time, try to throw me a Brazilian mannequin in there if you
All
would.
right.
I don't even need her legs. You cut her legs off. I don't give a shit.
Or I'll just, bring,
sort of into
I'll just
sex.
bring Kate some exciting things that I found in Brazil.
There we go.
Well, sex isn't taboo in Brazil,
Right.
No, we're not.
It's more open. There's not
taboo here
You
either.
mean like with animals and stuff?
No, I mean
with people.
I mean compared to other South American countries where it's more, there's more
It's
of
more
like
Catholic.
there's more like a machismo culture, sex is bad, so there's like this culture that emerges from it because the sex is so dirty, and then people get all
Sure.
excited and bent out of shape about
The
it.
man on top
In
get
Braz-
it over with quick.
Yeah, in Brazil, on long road trips, you'll pass by all these motels that have themes, and they're like places for couples to stop and do it for an hour.
Yeah, but it's long.
Before
It's
they-
road trips
before they
down
hit the
dirt
road.
roads, as opposed to, I'm just saying.
No, they're actually
shit?
really nice.
Focus on the theme, you homo. What's wrong with you?
They have those all over the city. I don't see, what the parallel is. It's all the same. We passed one the other night.
We did?
And you didn't stop?
Yeah, the Murray's Rate Hotel.
Well, I'm hoping that there's a difference between a motel that you rent by the hour in the U.S. that's really a cockroach motel,
Cockroaches,
so to speak.
Oh, I get it.
And a themed hotel where you stop and have it sounds to me like they were a little nicer.
Well, I don't know what they're like. I just saw a lot
the
of
girl's
them.
like, I did not stop at 7 of them. Nathan.
Yeah, I did not get offered. We have themes in here. They're cockroach scum themes,
Yeah, that's
man.
what
It's
themes
fine.
I'm sure they're gross.
Our
but
themes don't touch
Like they
anything.
have medieval theme. Like there's a castle one.
See,
I
you
saw
can go
one.
to be a knight. You can lance somebody.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What
The
else?
only thing
Give me another one.
I saw one that all these like Greek gods and goddesses on the outside.
So you can be Greek. You can olive throw at somebody.
After these ones,
and do little boys.
After you visit one here, you can land stuff too, but it's mainly boils that you get.
Ah, yeah. What else? Give me another theme. I'm into it now.
Man.
Hang on, I have half of a chubby.
Usual.
You had me at hotel.
Why when Bevo walks in, did you say I have a half a chubby?
Oh, now I have a full chubby. Yeah, she just fed. You can tell. They went down a little bit. No, no, she's just not pushing them out. When you first came in, we were like, "Wow, they're really big." At 5 o'clock, but then I thought, well, she probably just hasn't fed in a couple hours. Got to drain them out.
Is that on purpose?
Can we just stop talking?
She's like a goat.
Now. Somebody was just laughing like a little girl, though. I wonder who that was.
Hey, guys, Mosky.
Probably.
All right. I think we're almost done.
Wait, you said that just now.
Hey, if you haven't signed up for the American Homebrewers Association yet, you should. You can't even go to the National Homebrewers Conference unless you're a member. It's a members-only event. Not only that, if you're into the GABF, they have the members-only event every year at the GABF, which, I'm being honest with you when I say it's the best session of the week. It's more mellow, there's less people, and it's a members-only thing. On top of all that, you get Zymergy Magazine. If you sign up through the Brewing Network by clicking the AHA link at the bottom of our homepage, then we get a little help out of it too, but I'm telling you, there's not really another organization that you should be involved in so much as the American Homebrewers Association if you're a homebrewer. So, I think there's an international plan now, too. They didn't used to have it, but now you can get it because they have a digital version of Zymergy. So if you're in the UK, you can still get Zymergy Magazine. They didn't used to ship the magazine.
That's right.
But now there's a digital version. So you can get an international membership, and for $38 it's worth it even just for the magazine.
Oh,
Zymergy.
for sure. It's more than worth it. I mean, yeah, magazines are expensive.
People asked me a while back, well, you guys should do that. You should do a magazine or something. And I was like, have you ever listened to us?
We could barely pull off a show.
I mean, it's difficult to do. They put a lot of work into that, and they do a fantastic job, and they get a lot of great resources.
And they pay each other.
They pay each other to do it.
And they can spell.
And I subscribe for the articles.
You do. Of course you do. Yeah. Not for the centerfold.
Yeah.
They should put a centerfold in Zymergy.
Oh, yeah.
It would be horrible.
Beer.
A brewer, a naked dude every month. I think it'd be funny. Why not?
I have that.
Yeah. Ninkasi centerfold.
It'd be hilarious. I mean, there should always be some joke, right? Like, there's some new piece of equipment covering up his man junk. But it'd be funny, don't you think? Like,
see, you should do a magazine.
Yeah, he's like, this
month, he is doing a magazine.
This month it's a hot blocker or something covering it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anything would be great.
That's a good one.
Have a little fun with the magazine. I don't know.
You should have fun with it.
But it's a fantastic magazine, and you get all the other benefits too, the pub discount program, everything else. So I know you've heard us talking about it for a while. If you're not a member of the AHA, sign up now. Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
And now I think all of our contractual obligations are fulfilled.
Can't you click on our website to sign up?
Yeah, right on the homepage. If you scroll down a little bit, there's a big AHA logo. Now, if you're writing to me saying there's no logo on the homepage, it's because you have all banners blocked in your browser.
Loser.
Which is fine for you. That's cool. But then you just need to realize what you've done is you've blocked all ads, and that will block the AHA logo.
Yeah.
So,
and that's fine for porn sites, but not for us.
Do you use your same regular computer for porn as you do for your regular everyday business?
No.
Yeah, because it's not, because you can't.
No, well, I use my girlfriend's computer for everything, and then at my own old shitty laptop.
That's your porn computer.
Oh man, that gets heavier with every picture I download.
Don't you think that? Don't you think that now that the prices of technology have come down, that it's more common that men have a porn computer and an everything else computer?
Oh yeah.
Nate's laughing because he knows fucking what I'm talking about.
Right.
3 years ago, I didn't have a porn computer.
You have to have the victim computer.
Yeah, the one that it's okay to get a virus on. Okay, the malware's been detected. Whatever, but that chick is real hot. I want to see your fucking pussy.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't want to spank it on the family computer either.
Well, you can't do that.
No. That was always the weird thing is, the same machine I'm using for that, I'm teaching my kid.
and you don't want to do that.
Daddy, the F is sticky. I don't know, were you eating pancakes? You should wash your hands. Let's go wash your hands.
And even if it just crosses your mind, like whether it's your kid or even your friend, they're like typing on that computer, and you're like, oh shit, I totally touched that computer after I was all over my junk.
Well, the computer I used to bring, that wide one that Bevo's used a couple times,
all over your junk.
That's my porn computer.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But the good news is when you touch the letters, it's good for the skin. It's a lot of lotion on there. That's fine.
I'm curious if the Jew in the room has a porn computer, or if he's like, no, fuck it, I'm doing it all in one.
Just all in one. If you're smart about it, you don't get any malware or any of that. You got to know what you're doing.
So nobody touch his computer is what that says to me.
It's the same computer.
Yeah.
He just formats the hard drive after every time.
Well, I'm not even worried about
defrag.
I'm not even talking about malware, but then when you're done,
right?
You have to move the computer.
You got to close the window. You got to use the mouse, and the mouse is on the. It's not just like you're clicking. You're rubbing your finger all up around the trackpad.
He uses gloves for the computer and himself. Come on.
Right.
The important thing is to set the computer up in such a way that when someone else walks into the room where the computer is, they don't immediately see the screen.
No, they see
have
you
the
pumping
screen
your fist.
facing away from them.
Yeah. They see you going.
But you could just be cleaning the trackpad really well.
Yeah, exactly.
If you think about it.
My knee hurts. I just hit it on
the rough side of the sponge. Yeah.
One time, Kate had left for work one early morning, and I was awake, and I don't know, I had a stiffy or something I had to get rid of. So
or something. You don't even know what it was.
I'm just laying there in bed. I pop open the laptop. And she forgot something, right? And I got windows open all. I mean, I got shit she shouldn't see.
I got midget porn.
There's a midget.
She would
over
think
here.
less of you if she saw it.
Yeah, and so I'm
Pissing jeans is a good one.
She comes back in the room and she doesn't think anything of it. She just thinks I'm working early, right? But she comes to give me a kiss, goodbye again, which is what. So this is what you're saying, Moscow. Like I had positioned the computer in such a way, but she's walking up very quickly. There's several windows. I can't get the pointer to go to the.
It's the X is too small.
So I left it. I just left it there, and she gave me a kiss, and I'm pretty. She did like the kind of. I could tell. We both chose not to talk about it.
See, and if she was really Kate the Great,
she would have just finished me off.
She would have given you a kiss, 2 kisses.
She chose to just give me the kiss and leave, and we never talked about it. She never mentioned it.
Yeah.
You both talked about it to your respective therapists, but not to each other.
Well, I'm just talking about it to you guys. I haven't even. Yeah, she might have. She probably had to talk about. She's like, listen.
She probably went in the car and cried.
I mean, he's really a good guy, but really, goats and horses and midgets.
It's sciences. I want to see. I'm king of science.
I just want to know what's out there. It's not that I'm into it.
I don't know how a girl pees. I just want to see it close up. It's all right. It's not a bad thing.
Your mouse hand is not the same hand you rub out the knuckle children with.
No. Left. You got it, and then you got a cross.
It's the same hand. You got to have a wireless mouse. You move the mouse over.
No, you know what? Besides, I don't need 2 computers. I just go in and use my kid's computer.
Because then you can blame it on the teenager. You got a 15-year-old now, so when you get caught, you can go, it's fucking Parker's computer.
There's already 2 samples of DNA on there anyways. Might as well make it a trilogy. You know?
I got 2 kids. I like to switch it up.
I'm just. What are you doing in my room, Daddy?
Nothing. Go away.
I'm fixing your computer.
You pervert.
You little shit.
And to do that, I have to look at every single website you've been at.
Yeah, I'm going through your history. Leave me alone. You're a smart kid, by the way. I like what you're into. Yeah.
This one time at the Rat Pad, I walked past Schumann's room. His door was wide open.
Oh, no.
And he was laying in bed jerking it.
Are you sure he was, or did he hear you walk down the hallway and was like, fucking with you?
I don't know, but
was he under the cover?
He was under the covers.
So you saw the tent.
Oh, yeah.
According to Schumann, he doesn't jerk it at all, ever.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And I'm like, you're 31 years old, bro?
Yeah,
don't fucking lie to me about jerking off.
I've been in Schumann's room. I've unfortunately stepped on that T-shirt that's, so stiff that it could stand up on its own.
Really? Schumann has this great story of one of his first girlfriends, and he had that T-shirt, but the T-shirt was like 2 weeks old on the side of his bed, so it had been used so often. Well, he had this broad over one night, and they do their thing, and then she had to get up and go to the bathroom. And she's like, do you have a T-shirt I can wear? And before he could answer, she grabs the one on the floor on the side of the bed, and it's just stiff everywhere. I mean, it's like it's
paper mache project.
It's like
extra
like the
starch
flying
in the
nun.
shirt.
Yeah, it's like
someone starch.
It's like the jousting night. It's like it's that hard. And apparently she also chose not to discuss it because she went to the bathroom in that shirt and came back and took it off and didn't say a word. That's a good girl right there. I think it was like sandpaper. She probably scraped her nipples off on that thing.
Masking tape.
Yeah.
She probably bled a little.
Probably a lot if it was after shooting.
That's funny. Why would he leave the door wide open? Probably because he knew you were coming home.
It was early. It was like 8 in the morning. I don't know if I was leaving for work.
Well, you shouldn't be looking in the room anyways.
His door was wide open.
You had to pass
was
Steven's
the
room.
old studio, so you had to pass by
Eyes
that room.
down. Don't ever look at an open door. That's creepy.
In a bachelor pad.
Yeah.
Don't jerk it with the door open, you creeper.
Sometimes you got to do it.
Why?
It's
I don't know,
just too
'cause you
hard to
have
get
it.
up and go close the door.
Yeah, get up and shut the door.
If you prep too much for it, it's creepy.
You're lucky he was under the covers.
So warm and
He was probably sleep
under the
jerking.
covers.
I think it was just awake for a few seconds. I should occupy my time somehow.
He might not have even been awake.
Jerk, 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 and I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Pawing his little wiener.
Well, there you go.
Was that our drunk of the week, the BN crew?
I think so. Oh, there's a call coming
Brought to
through
you by
here.
Kate the Great. Thanks.
Caller, you're on the air. Who are we talking to?
Dial tone. Dial tone. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Caller.
Excuse me.
All right. Well, strike one for the new studio. What are you going to do?
I don't know. There's another call coming in.
I think Shu wanted to take you on a weenie ride.
They probably knew you were on the premises.
Yeah. Caller, you're on the air. Who are we talking to?
Hey, this is Testes.
Testes. That's ironic. What's happening?
That's great.
How you doing, buddy?
I've got a trifecta for you guys.
All right.
That sounds epic.
What do you got?
So, I'm drunk. I am a brewer. And I'm trying to be the first drunk of the week at your new studio. And I'm also a first-time caller.
That's not a trifecta. That's a quad. You lose. Yep. Stupid.
Quad, you got me. You guys can do math. You can do math. That's awesome.
See, now we can never joke about it again. Testes, where are you from?
I'm from Cortland, New York.
If my name were Testes, I'd only have 2 things to say ever. You should only make 2 points.
Right, not 4.
No. Not like a demo.
You've been drinking all day?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm a brewer, so I had a lot of partial fills that I've been drinking for quite a bit today.
Oh, you're a professional brewer?
Yeah, I'm an assistant brewmaster at Cortland Beer Company.
Nice. So you started drinking at work?
Yeah, well, I didn't work today.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. All right.
I got to work tomorrow, though, and it's going to suck.
Yeah.
It sucks being at work.
I like how originally it was, yes, he did start drinking at work, and then it's, oh, wait, no, I actually didn't work today.
He wasn't on the clock. He was at the premises.
I'll tell you, the partial fill situation is a good situation if you're a brewer. And sometimes I go over to Jamil there. I go over to Heretic, and he's like, oh, there happen to be some partial fills over there. Can't sell those.
Oh, dude, I get them all the time. They're great.
Scoop that shit up.
Yup.
Well, you sound kind of drunk, Testes. On a scale of 1 to 10, how drunk do you think you are?
How lumpy are you?
Oh, shit. Well, I've already done my telltale drunk sign where I go outside and piss even though the bathroom's open, so I'm probably around like an 8.
Thinking he's an 8. All right, you're in the running for Drunk of the Week. Thanks, brother.
All right, thanks, man. Talk to you later.
Cheers, man. Hey, Moss, can you grab me a beer out of that cooler, please?
What are you looking for?
I don't care.
Beer.
I got one.
Something moist.
You got one for me?
Yeah.
I'm thirsty.
The tasty case.
Evil Twin.
Oh, I'll take that.
It's not a short fill, by the way.
It's a full
I just tell
fill.
him I want a full case. I don't know about this short fill thing you're doing.
All right. You have more pull than me nowadays,
I guess I do.
Tasty.
I don't know.
That's how we're going to get into Creek Monkey tonight. You're going to have to go in there ahead of us and say, listen, you got to stay open.
You want to go over there? Because I got to give him a call ahead.
Give him a call.
All right.
Tasty's on it. Let's go have a beer.
Tell him we're on it. Okay, just a second.
We'll be out here in a minute anyway. Caller, you're on the air. Who are we talking to?
Hey, what's up? It's Scary Dude from Strong Island.
What's up, Scary Dude?
Not too much, man. Unfortunately, I'm bringing it weak tonight.
Okay. Go on.
Great. It's a good story.
Right. But you were talking about coffee pale earlier.
Yeah.
I just had one on the 4th of July over at Peekskill Brewing.
You're a liar.
Fucking fantastic, dude.
See?
You're a liar. Shut your face.
Yeah, shove that up your ass, Nicole.
Yeah, shit your face.
And it was good, right?
Yeah, man, it was fucking awesome. Do that shit.
See?
You can't fucking make a pail to save your life. Throw some fucking coffee in it that you like, though.
That's what I'm
discovered
saying.
Good coffee that I want to brew with. Fuck these guys, dude. Whatever. Just throw coffee in it. It'll fix it.
Yeah, I'm sick of them being jerks to me, also.
and
yeah, I know, man.
I mean, I'm just trying to live my life as a homebrewer, and what do? They shit all over it every time.
You're only trying to fix a shitty beer
Man,
in a
that's right.
shitty way.
It's for shit, dude. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Fucking play the game. Throw coffee in your pail, dude. Who cares?
I'm gonna throw it in my Pilsner, too, fuckers! Yeah, and then I'm gonna serve it to the cold.
Whoa, relax, dude. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want.
That's a
Calm
good
down.
point. All right, you're
One
right.
step at a time.
I'll just do a pale ale. I'll pale ale first, and then we'll see. I'll take it from there.
Put beer in your coffee.
Have you been drinking tonight, Scary Dude?
Yeah, I'm having a milk stout that I brewed now. And I had an Alaskan smoked porter that I muled back from Seattle, from NHC, with dinner.
So you are having good beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I
milk
do what I
stout,
can.
Bevo just came back into the room.
Why? Because she has milk in her boobs and she's stout? That's
No, Justin's stout.
That's horrible.
Speaking of milk stout, I gotta go rub this thing out.
Wow.
We are going over to the Creek Monkey.
Yeah.
Hey, my other quick question is, I was at NEC and Doc had my Doppelbock at one of the evenings,
Yeah.
and I had the fucking nerve to serve the guy a goddamn infected beer,
Yeah.
which I was fucking super embarrassed and
Gee,
whatever.
contaminated
But
homebrew, that's
I
weird.
want. Yeah, shitty homebrew. Like, what is that? I've never experienced
Crappy ass
that.
brown ale.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a Pilsner, but... Anyway, go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead.
But, yeah, I want to mail you guys a bunch of beer.
After that story?
Wait a minute.
Bitches love, and you won't have to wait at all. All you gotta do is ditch your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Give sexy Michael Starr a call. I'll take your ass for a windy ride. Spread your cheeks and swallow your pride. It's scary like a roller coaster. It will stretch you out so wide.
Not Beaver, though. She had a baby.
Yeah.
Is that Steel Panther?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing them on Wednesday
Did you
here in New York.
you got stitched up, though, right, Beav? Not a girl.
Oh, he said he's seeing Steel Panther in New York.
Oh, you're gonna see? Oh, I would like to see them in New York. You know why? Because the East Coast still has metalheads. All of the metalheads are still on the East Coast.
Yeah, but they would be playing in Jersey, not New York.
No, it's Connecticut
No,
too.
they're playing in fucking downtown.
Downtown, even.
Make sure you bring your Bic.
Yeah, not even any of that Midtown bullshit.
When is the show?
Wednesday. Come on out.
That's too soon. I was hoping to be like in a month. I might think about it. Nate, listen, you're on the wrong coast, my friend. Especially Connecticut, except the metalheads in Connecticut are douchebags. Like, they're still total fucking douchebags. They're wearing the jean jacket all week long. It's not that they're just going to the show. I mean, they're upset. They're like, what do you mean? Why isn't Bon Jovi putting out new albums anymore? It's that kind of upset. But it's great for a Steel Panther show. Oh, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I'm pumped. A bunch of buddies are getting together, and so it should be a good time.
Yeah, you're going to see some tits, too.
Bring your camera.
Sweet.
And bring a Bic.
Can we differentiate between metal and butt rock?
No.
Pretty different things.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's a fine line.
Pretty. I mean, Iron Maiden versus.
Iron Maiden, maybe it's like
Poison.
this. Maybe you could say
It's like Poison- Metal light.
Metal isn't butt rock, but butt rock is metal because Iron Maiden
disagree.
is still butt rock.
It's hair metal.
Yeah.
It's hair metal.
You really
Oh, you're
disagree
killing
with
me
that?
over here.
Now you can certainly differentiate between glam rock, which is pretty much what Steel Panther's making fun of. I'll give you that one. There's no fine line there.
LA,
Yeah,
just garbage.
yeah.
Just, yeah.
Absolutely, you're right.
1988 LA.
But since it's all dead now, we might as well put it in the same vein,
It's not all dead.
if you know what I mean.
And then we meet.
You can go see Steel Panther in Jersey on August 16th.
That would be a better metal show.
That's the
Why
show
the fuck would you go to Jersey?
Well, just to
Because
see Steel
Reno's
Panther.
too far away.
Because heavy metal parking lot. That's why.
Yeah. Oh.
Are they playing in Connecticut though? Like Justin was theorizing, the metalhead scene in Connecticut
I
might
would
be
like
the
to
ideal
know.
place.
Here's the thing: I don't think I'd see them either in Connecticut or Jersey, and that's because neither of those groups of people actually get the fucking joke. They think they're going to a metal show.
Yes.
They think, oh no, this is fantastic.
Wait, it's a fucking joke? What do you fucking say? It's
Right.
a fucking joke.
So I would get my ass kicked because I'd be like, yeah,
You're
that's
a joke.
funny. And they'd be like, fun? What are you talking about funny? It's a weenie ride.
Yeah.
Something fun. What the fuck is funny about a weenie ride?
I'll fucking give your grandma a weenie ride,
They finally had the
motherfucker.
guts to say it.
Yeah.
August 8th, you can see them at Niagara Falls.
Oh, that's going to be a trashy show. I've been to Niagara Falls. It's a mess over there.
Yeah, it is.
It's like being on a Carnival cruise.
It's the Reno of New York, I think.
Yeah, except it's humid.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, scary dude. Have a good time at that show, man.
Fuck yeah, I will, man.
Are you going to do some drugs?
Doubtful. It's like a work night. It's not work night activities.
You're
What
supposed
if-
to say yeah.
Now, what if somebody passes you a doobie? You're not going to smoke it?
What if somebody per chance was to
Yeah, I mean,
send you an
no, like
envelope
a,
in the mail?
Yeah, I mean
you'll
that's
do that.
I don't know.
What if
Probably.
what if a stripper bends over in front of you and puts a line on her ass? You're not going to snort it?
That's actually the only off of her tit. No, I wouldn't do it off of her ass.
Oh, come on, right next to
That's
right along the cracks.
My
Strap
lifelong
or
dream is to do coke off of a hooker's tit.
Well, he doesn't want to over-sexualize women, so let's let's give him some credit.
Off of a hooker's tit.
Why?
Yeah, man.
I like it. I like
he's out of
like
the
your
running.
hopes and dreams,
If
my
you're
friend.
gonna do that stupid fucking drug anyways, you might as well make it worth it and do it off of a fucking hooker, and not a stripper. It has to be a hooker. Not that I want to have sex with her. I just want to do coke off her.
So you still got to pay her though.
Whatever.
Well, you probably just have to split the coke with her at that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You probably wouldn't
Right,
even get.
exactly. I won't pay you, but you can have this after I just do this a little bit.
Oh yeah. If you're
Go
not
for it.
asking for penetration, you can just share the line.
Yeah, a little bump.
I want to see her do it off her own tip.
No, that's what I was about to say.
Step right off for a winning ride. It's even more fun when you gagged and
I'm sure she's done it.
I think I got a little DNA.
Depending upon the size, it's probably not hard.
I'm physically incapable.
Your friends about the winning ride.
All right, you're in the running for drunk of the week, scary dude.
Word.
Let us know.
Guys.
Let us know how the show goes, man. Later.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
I don't think he's a drunk of the week.
I don't think he's going to.
When you asked him if he was going to do drugs at Steel Panther, the correct answer, whether it was true or not, is hell yeah, I'm gonna do some cocaine.
Bitches.
I know that was the
Yeah,
wrong answer.
that was the
Speaking,
wrong
this is
answer.
the only. I was so disappointed that we didn't get to hear this song at the show, but I think it's because of the notes he has to hit. It's too high
on a long tour. I mean, they've been on the road for months and months.
That guy's like 47, you know.
Yeah. Did you make our reservation at Creek Monkey yet, Tasty?
No, but
because I'm fucking around.
I just
over
have
here.
their phone number. I got to see if they're going to be open. I'm calling.
What's the name of this album?
This is the first one. This is
Feel the Steel.
Feel the Steel.
Well,
the newest one is Balls Out.
Because Parker's 16th birthday's next week, and I'm thinking he needs this. He needs to
Get him the combo.
Yeah.
No, fly him to Jersey and let him see the show.
Pay my phone bill, pay my rent.
Yeah, I really wanted to hear this song. I was sad inside
and outside.
I think you're still a little bitter.
Yeah.
I really love your boobies.
Yeah. It's everything.
That's all that needs to be said.
It's everything that Poison should have been. I just was too young to know it.
Well,
back then.
I think they were, but I mean, you know, they're not anymore.
Right.
Whatever that means.
I don't know.
I think that should be the new question for Drunk of the Week. Are you going to do drugs at the Steel Panther show?
It is, yeah.
That's it.
Caller, you're on the air.
The Twitter game.
Caller, who are we talking to? All right.
He was there. You just wanted to listen to this part.
Even that. I just don't think you could do it. and it goes up higher. And at the end, it's falsetto. He can't do that live.
He's not dead. I bet he can, but they've been on tour for fucking like 6 months.
Right.
So there's no way, dude.
Yeah.
They can't even do it in Jersey?
Just bum me out.
Right. Well,
they have to do it in Jersey.
They've been touring Europe for the first part of the year. I mean, they've literally been touring this whole year. I think his voice is fucked right now.
Oh, hang on.
They're going to Australia.
Ridiculous guitar solo. Nate's so jealous.
Nate's like,
can't do that
whatever,
shit.
dude.
It's not that you can't do it. It's that you're not allowed to. No one else is allowed to play gratuitous guitar solos like that.
Yeah,
except in the glam.
That era ended.
Yeah.
Shred, baby, shred.
Yeah, now it's called jam band.
Give me one more chance. It is, but the jams are not as good.
No, of course not. That's why they're jam bands and not good rock and roll bands.
Right. Here it comes. Shake that ass. Here it is. Oh, I thought that was the screamer.
You're off a little bit.
I'm off by a verse.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, there's no
That's
way.
why.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I would give up my entire illustrious radio career to be able to hit that note.
Yeah?
Even if I was just a cover band guy playing at fucking Time Out in Concord for the rest of my life.
Dude.
If I could just rock that note right there, I'd give all this up. That's all I've ever wanted to do, was to be able to rock that note.
That's real selfish.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
I'd give up all my BN pay for that.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
All of it?
I mean, just
Well,
imagine.
I need a cab ride home.
Do you know how much pussy you get if you can hit that note?
Oh, yeah.
You see Bevo's face change as soon as I turned it up? She was like, oh, yeah, that's the note.
Oh, yeah. It made her moist.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Good luck with that.
I think that's the humidity in here.
It's all the testosterone
Stop looking at
flowing
me like
around
that,
right now.
Now her face is frozen.
Yeah, she looks like she's about to disown me as a friend.
It could be the chlamydia down there. You never know.
Oh, come on.
Just talk about your vagina bees. Love you.
I want to go.
Then go. You're not doing anything anyway.
We're all clear at the Greek Monkey. We're good. They're
to go.
opening up.
I'm sure our listeners are really interested in our dining plan.
Oh, you hear that harmonizer, Nate?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, Maiden and Lizzie and all that crazy dual guitar stuff.
Oh, he paid big money for that effects pedal.
Oh, he did, yeah. His whole $69.95 at that pawn shop in New Jersey, by the way, yeah.
And I knew she had a car. She said her name was Debbie. She was a friend of Jenny Craig's. Yeah, boobs
Get
like
it?
watermelons, and breasts like rotten eggs. I know you're hungry.
This one's a Whitesnake tribute.
Yeah,
I think that the rhythm in the back is that Whitesnake tribute.
I wanna take your chubby ass back to my place. It's where my baby craving.
That organ in the background.
Yeah. Bad girl.
It's just like here again on my own, blah blah blah. It's
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
It's that song.
Yeah. Oh, that.
Are they paying you? I'm really glad that you guys are all old, but can we please leave?
That's a good point. All right, you're voting between Testes from New York. From New York. Actually, they're both from New York. Testes and Scary Dude.
Or the entire Brewing Network.
Yeah, for Drunk of the Week. All right.
We should really have a no vote. Because sometimes they don't give a gold medal at the Nationals. If no one really earns it.
Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm going to put in Testes, Scary Dude, the BN, and Nobody.
Yes.
All right. Raise your hand if Testes is the Drunk of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
He's hammered.
He's hammered.
Okay.
Slush.
He sounded tired.
No.
Was that
I'm
five?
sure he was.
That's fine. All right, raise your hand if Scary Dude was hammered. Raise your hand if Nobody was hammered. Raise your hand if the BN was hammered. Testes is our winner.
Yeah, it is. It's not unanimous.
The first ever Drunk of the Week from the new studio.
Brought it weak.
Blobber's asking who's White Snake.
What a fucking Canadian dick.
It's like Rush, but harder.
Well, I'm going to show him who White Snake is right now.
Did you just compare White Snake to Rush?
I did not.
Rush is way
That was a
better.
Canadian reference.
Yeah.
Oh, he's rocking the
All the
solo.
Brazilians love the heavy metal for sure.
The heavy metal.
The heavy metal. Oh yeah, they rock out.
Oh, look at the hair on White Snake,
They did,
too.
they did an Iron Maiden cover
actually,
during the band that was playing at the NHC party or the.
They had like homebrewer bands play at the NHC party.
Yeah, they were doing really good covers. They were doing like.
Well, I want to do this cover, too. Nate, can you play this for us?
Yes.
In the BNA 8?
He just played it flawlessly on air guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I got to practice.
He was a little out of tune, but, he got it.
There you go, Blobber. You've been educated, you douche. Yeah, very Steel
See?
Panther-esque on the last.
It's like Rush, but harder. That was right.
Yeah, and
not-
better.
It's a
if
little
you're me.
Geddy Lee-esque with the lead singer. Yeah.
Twitter game.
Oh, good call, Beav.
Wow, Bebo, why don't you slow down a little bit?
Twitter game.
All right, do it.
Don't yell at me. I'm not in charge of things.
All right, Twitter game was, what did Sam get by selling Abigail? What do we have, Jippy?
From Tony Martin. He says, instructions for a fun game to play during the session.
Why did you put the emphasis on fun? He didn't.
I like it. I like it.
When you have a game, you can control it, Scott. Leave me alone for a second.
We saw how that
Go
went last
jerk
time.
off. Edward says, a handful of foreign coins, a head of lettuce, one left to boot, 2 buttons, and a Tootsie Pop.
Okay.
Benjamin says, a bustier, a stripper pole, and a 2010 version of Bevo.
The baby's head just popped up behind us in the studio. So the stairs come up in such a way that the baby appeared long before Sam into the studio.
Which is good.
That was fucking hilarious. And the baby likes being behind the cage of glass.
Just taking it all in.
All right.
Did you hear the punchline on that?
No. What was the last one?
A bustier, a stripper pole, and a 2010 version of Bevo.
Gets my vote.
P says, a $25 gift card to Applebee's.
Sam does like Applebee's. Yeah.
Angry Megan said, a subscription to Parents Magazine. Oh, wait. Damn.
Right.
Angry
And
Megan. Oh, I
Phil
love that.
Howard says, freedom. That's what he
Freedom.
got. He got freedom.
It's not for free.
No. Costs folks like you and me.
So he got $1.05.
He got $1.05, basically. So
All right.
that's it. That's all the good ones.
Huh.
And even then.
What was the first one?
Instructions for a fun game to play during the session.
So my vote is for that one and of 2010 Bevo. Those are my two.
I like those two. I also like the $25 gift card to Applebee's.
That one's pretty fun.
That was silly.
That's good. All right, we'll put all three in.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, Angry Megan.
Raise your hand if it's a $25 gift ticket to Applebee's. Sam raised his hand.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I guess that says it.
Raise your hand if it's, what was the first one again?
Instructions for a fun game to play during the session.
That was good. A couple of votes there. And if it's a 2010 version of Bevo, raise your hand. Even Bevo's like, yeah, I'll give out.
I'm all for that. Good
Totally
trade.
hot in 2010.
All right, who was that?
I wouldn't say totally.
Whatever.
That was Benjamin Estes.
Congratulations,
Doesn't
Benjamin.
Sam's vote count for like 8?
It should.
Sam doesn't even know what he's voting for.
Had he gotten the baby to raise her hand, then it might have gotten more. What is this? This is the first violin in hair metal?
It's really good.
Glam rock?
They're innovating on this one.
I mean, this isn't just a keyboard.
Sure it is.
Who can name the singer?
Pretty sure it's a keyboard.
David Coverdale.
Attaboy, Nate.
Who was he married to?
Oh,
that's a good one.
that is a good one. Oh, shit.
He was in one of the videos too, wasn't
Johnny
he?
Catan.
There you go. Good for you.
Yeah. That's all right. I knew my glam rock.
Can I express to you how much I don't fucking care?
Beef. Sorry, we're not talking about American Idol artists.
I don't watch American Idol.
We'll do
I don't
Twilight
watch
trivia
TV.
someday.
Thank you.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. I guess we should get out of here. Is all our business done, Moscow? I probably should ask Bevo.
Yes, business.
Keeping us on things.
Keep track of everything.
I did that one. Yeah, I think we're good to go. All right. Hey, thanks very much to our guests today, Patrick Zanello from Colorado Brewery and Ricardo Rosa, another Brazilian home brewer. And thanks for being on the show, guys. We really appreciate it. And for sending beer also. That always helps things along. Thanks to our sponsor, More Beer. You guys are wonderful for always